The eve of the National Football League's draft. I don't really think this is a super draft. I think it's an okay draft. And I'll say it again to you. I think that when you're looking at this year and you're looking at tomorrow night's draft, there's probably around 9 or 10 guys that could be game-changing type dudes. I got my 5 heading into the draft. My top 5 prospects, my sandbox guys, I've narrowed them down to 5. So we'll do that today as well. But one of the reasons why, how many people in here know why the draft is not a very good draft right now? Before we get going, any ideas why? Any ideas on why this draft is not as good as years past? There you go, KC. It's nil. You know why? The depth of the draft is not there any longer. Kids are staying in college. Why wouldn't you? If I'm a second, third, or fourth rounder, I make more money in college than I would if I were playing in the NFL. So the depth of the draft is limited now. You got a bunch of good players that are going to be in the top 15 picks, top 12 picks. But after that, most of the good players that want to improve their draft stock are going to stay in college. They're not going to go into the NFL draft. Why would you? Like, there's a kid named Byron Brown who transferred from USF and he just went to Auburn. He had a shot to go into the NFL draft. You know what he decided to do? He decided to take the $2.5 million that Auburn gave him instead of going into the NFL and not having a shot at even being drafted. Why would that kid go into the draft, be a 4th or 5th round pick when he could go make $2.5 million at Auburn? Or here's another one. When Shedeur Sanders left Colorado, he was making $10 million. He makes $1.4 million now with the Cleveland Browns. This guy took a $9 million pay cut. Why in God's name would you leave college? So that's now affecting the depth of the draft. You don't have 257 guys that are draft worthy. You got probably around 150 guys that are draft worthy. Still got to fill those slots. But the kids are staying in school now. They're not going into the draft. It's more profitable for college kids to stay in the game of college football. By the way, I actually think nil's helping college football. You get better and more experienced kids staying in school. That's why the college game's getting better. That's why the college game in these games on Saturday look really good, because most of these guys should be in the NFL. I mean, exactly right. Hakeem Messidor stayed at the U, and now he's a late first-round pick. Right? If he would have came out a year ago, this guy's you're talking 3, 4, or 5. But because the kid went and stayed at UM, guy's now a first-round pick, maybe early second. Absolutely. Here, I have a funny feeling there's going to be a lot of mid-round talent that could pan out in a good. Yeah, I completely agree with M. Reyes here. I completely agree with that. By the way, Kim, I think you threw a super up at us here, and I want to get to that. Here we go. Sign Pickett to a 1-year contract. Draft a quarterback in the 2nd, 3rd. Contingency plan for both AJ and Hurts. If he fails in as depth, and trade Tanner for more depth quality. My bold prediction. That's what you're saying Howie's going to do on draft night, Kim. Could be. Listen, at 23, I think you're getting a decent dude. I don't know about a great player. Sills, I predicted the last 5 first-round picks. This is the final 5 Eagles will call of these tomorrow. Faulk, Miller, Proctor, Lomu, or Sadiq. Okay? The NFL is slowly getting watered down by nil. Correct. That is exactly what's happening. Nil, the draft is getting watered down. The NFL's not getting watered down. The draft is. Yes. Kids are staying in school. Players will start retiring early from the NFL due to how much money they're making in the college game. Think about this. Let me write this out here for you. So Arch Manning, his first year made $4 million as a backup quarterback in Austin. His second year, sophomore year, he made 6. Last year, he made 7. This year, he's making 10. This guy's going to make $27 million before he plays an NFL snap. I mean, you're already a millionaire before you even take a snap. That kid doesn't really need to play NFL football. I mean, he's going to make $27 million before he leaves Austin. Why in God's name? I mean, hey, if I could play another year in college and earn that kind of money, bet your ass. I mean, why not? So the depth of the draft is not going to be where it once was. Okay? Hey, back in the day, we had to get drafted because if you were getting money under the table, it wasn't going to come anywhere near the money you were going to make in the NFL. My first year, I told you, I had a $200,000 salary and I got a $350,000 signing bonus. That's not even counting the incentives I showed you. I showed you that sheet my aunt sent me and showed you guys. Had a $45,000 incentive just for working out. Today, that's $120,000. So, I mean, that money is tenfold today. And that money in college is tenfold. No, this will make the rookies older on average, right, than the past. Nobody wants a 25-year-old rookie. Get used to it, though. Kids are going to stay in college. So when you see a 25-year-old rookie, why did you get a 25-year-old rookie? Probably had a medical hardship, stayed 5 years, maybe even sat out. At the end of the day, the kids are looking out for their financial well-being. I mean, guys, hit the like button. Appreciate you, man. So we're going to talk a lot of NFL draft and also, too, a couple other things here as we get closer to the draft tomorrow. I can't wait to see it. But listen, like I said, I don't really know what kind of impact some of these players are going to make. I don't really think you're going to get like that much better with this draft coming up. I don't, maybe in a couple years, we'll see what these players pan out to be. Those players are going to be like 25, 27 years old when they finally get drafted. What are you talking about? I'm talking about making $30 million before you even play an NFL. Get this. This guy can't hear shit what I just said. Those players are going to be 25 to 27 years old. So what? They made $10 million already. There's a rookie that the University of Miami got, that kid Cantwell. He's making $1 million already on nil as a freshman. By the time he leaves college, that kid's going to make at least $10, $15 million. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Who gives a shit if they're 25? Okay? Hey, who gives a shit if they're 25 or 27 years old? That's for the NFL to worry about. That's not for the colleges to worry about. They don't give a shit about you. What's up, my friend? Tadell, appreciate you, brother. Dan is gambling fuel all. Dan is gambling fueling all this. Yeah, a little bit, because you're getting more revenue sources. Yes, gambling and TV contracts, and the TV contracts are being run by the gambling. Yes, that's what's helping it. That's why you're seeing more money. I don't know where Miami's getting this money from. They offered Ty Simpson $6.5 million not to go into the NFL draft. I'll tell you what, if Ty Simpson tomorrow night doesn't go in the top 15 picks, let me take a look at that. I'll show you where his gamble is. 2026. 2026 NFL prospects salaries. So here's his gamble. So if he doesn't make $6 million, Miami offered him $6.5 million. If Ty Simpson's not the 5th pick in the draft, he made a mistake. The 5th pick in the draft is going to make this year, where's that number? Not the 5th pick. Here we go. The 7th pick, $6.4 million. Miami offered him $6.5. If that guy goes down to 15 or 20, you're making $3 million. He took a $3.5 million haircut. Okay? Staying at school and making millions. Wow. Does it get any better? No. Get this, you have no bills. You live in a dorm. They pay for your food. I mean, shit. You kidding? You have no bills and you make $4.5 million bucks. Hell, the starting quarterback at the University of Miami this year, that kid Mensa, is going to make $5 million bucks. Let me show you what $5 million bucks gets you. $5 million bucks. You're the 11th pick in the draft. Why would you come out? Why in God's name would you go into the NFL draft? So it hurts rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5. To Reyes's point, all the good players and best available, you know when the best available is going to start hitting now? It's going to start hitting at around pick 15. It's best available. Back in the day, best available was probably around 24, maybe 33. Now it's between 12 and 15. Best player available. Me, I'm moving out of 23. I'm sorry. I'm moving out. I could get the same guy. Get this. How many second round picks do the Eagles have this year? I think you guys got 8 picks now. How many round 2 picks do you have? How many round 2? You got 2 picks in the second round? Shit, I'd rather have 4 second round picks than the 23rd pick. You got 1? You got a Bob. They got 1 second round pick. I'd rather have 3 or 4 second round picks this year than the 23rd pick. Give me a boatload more seconds and thirds, and I'm good with that. And I'm going to have a quality draft. And I'm not going to have to spend a king's ransom. You're not getting a superstar player at 23. Why pay for it? You guys are not landing on a Grand Slam 23. You're not. So why not do this? Fill some needs, get some great talent prospects, go into rounds 2 and 3. You don't have to pay king's ransom for them, and you end up getting yourself some good players. And you kind of fuel the roster a little bit more again. I mean, you're not getting a star in this draft at 23. And if you trade up, there's not really any stars in there for you to trade up to. Like I said, I mean, get yourselves 2s and 3s. I mean, 2s and 3s are going to be the same as the 23rd pick. They're going to be the same. No college sport is as detrimental to a player's health or carries such a risk of career-ending injury. As a football player, anyone mad about these kids getting paid is just a turd of a human. Absolutely true. By the way, it's about time these guys got paid. Sales Cardinals want Simpson. They will trade up their second-round pick and how he can get our 23rd, and then how he can get their number 1 next year. I'm great with that. Trade out of 23. Hey, dude, and I'm only playing with Zander here, but Blake Miller, fuck that. Give me a break. I get Blake Miller's buddy, who's the same player in the second round. I'm not paying top dollar for good players. I mean, if I'm going to pay top dollar, I want a really good prospect. These guys after 15 are not. Yo, Sills, I was thinking if the Eagles does indeed draft Sadiq, is it possible to convert him to a wide receiver? No, you know the kid down, Kyle Pitts, down with the Atlanta Falcons? He's some kid like that. Okay? Here's who I think Sadiq is. Let me show you who. Would you take this? If, say, Sadiq is there at 23, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go here. Okay. So let me show you this guy. You tell me if you'd want to draft this guy with the 23rd pick, okay? All right? And again, your primary target is going to be who this year? It's going to be Devontae Smith, right? We all agree? Devontae Smith is going to be it's irrelevant in a West Coast offense. It's completely irrelevant. You got other guys for that. You got another guy you just hired for blocking. What do you think? Let me get this right. Are you under the impression Travis Kelce is some superstar guy at the point of attack? Or that Jason Witten was some sort of like incredible blocker with the Cowboys at tight end? Jason Witten, those guys? So you tell me if you'd want this. With the 23rd pick. 1,026 is rookie year. 68 catches. This is a tight end. In his second year, he got hurt. He missed 7 games. He had 356 yards. His third year, he had 60 catches for 700 yards. In his fourth year, he had 50 catches for 700 yards. This is a tight end. This last year, he had 90 catches for 1,000 yards. Would you draft that at 23? I would. That's Kyle Pitts. That's Kyle Pitts. And I think he's underachieved. And I think this guy's better. So, I mean, look at the quarterbacks. You got Michael Penix throwing him the ball. He had some other stiff a couple years earlier before Kirk Cousins got there. Okay? I mean, still, Sadiq did his damage over the middle. Hurts does work the middle. Hurts does work the middle, Sills. Sadiq is O.J. Howard. I think you're saying he doesn't work the middle. You think paying these guys is going to make it better? Paying what guys? Nobody gives a shit in college football about the NFL when you're making that money. Still, is he comparable to Kellen Winslow Jr.? Kellen Winslow Jr., before he became a nutbag, is a really great player. Then he got hurt on that motorcycle accident. Here, no. Here's Kellen Winslow's. His first year, remember, he got hurt on the motorcycle. Then the next year, he had 89 catches for 1,300 yards, 90 catches for 1,100 yards, 54 for 721. He missed like half the season. Then after that, he had 1,100 yards again. Kellen Winslow Jr. was a really good football player. I'm not sure Sadiq is Kellen Winslow Jr., but maybe. He has the same traits. Generally, nil deals are going to the top guys anyway. No, they're going to the top programs. Are you under the impression that the offensive linemen at Alabama aren't making north of $700,000 a year? You'd be wrong. I can tell you this. Francis McGowan, the kid that's going to be in the draft, that kid's making, he made $1.5 million last year. And the kid on the other side, the other tackle, who's probably going to go in the third round, he made $700,000. Tua can make all the throws where he is today. Josh Allen and Dak Prescott, all-time great regular season quarterbacks. They're just great quarterbacks. A lot of injuries. His dad had a lot of injuries too that he had to retire from. Kellen Winslow Sr. is one of the greatest tight ends in the history of the National Football League, though. I'd rather have a 6'4" safety or the Sadiq kid. We can get any backup O-lineman in a second. Correct. Okay? Breaking news. This just in. The Eagles have agreed to trade Cooper DeJean to the Broncos. Here's this guy. I love this guy. I have no interest in that guy. I'm not trading Cooper. You know what I'm trading Cooper for? A Derek Stingley. Will Anderson. That's where I'm. When you bring up Cooper DeJean, you better bring me like Kyle Hamilton. And who's Darius Cooper? Seal's prediction for the Flyers game tonight. Can the Flyers sustain their desperate push? Tell you what, man, I love watching that series. Watched the Lightning Nest last night, too. They were completely getting their heads kicked in by the Canadians for about 42 minutes. Came back and won that thing. Trade Cooper? Who's Cooper? Oh, that great and talented offensive wide receiving room you have now. Sills would have had the report before you. Sills, they brought in Faulk today for a pre-draft visit. You think Howie Roseman found out that he may be falling? I've got some pre-draft comments about, and I'll do this now, Kyle. So I wrote this down here. Just some draft thoughts, and I'm going to go here with Kyle. I think the most overdrafted players in this draft will be Keldrick Faulk from Auburn. I'll put his tape on. I don't see special. I don't see like a special player. Like, what game did he have a special game in? Their defense was dog shit last year. I mean, what game did you see? And if you're going based off the combines, I'm out. Now, I will say, okay, I mean, this guy has had 10 sacks in 3 years. I had 10 sacks in 1 year. 10 sacks in 3 years? I mean, where's the production? Where's the production? Here's his college numbers. When he was at Auburn. 35 tackles for 3.5 for 1 sack. 40 tackles for 7 sacks. Not bad. And this last year, he had, in 12 games, 29 tackles for 2 sacks. What in God's name do you see that I'm missing here? Where's the production? 10 sacks in 3 years. What? Based on what? Okay, he's 6'6", 280. He's 20 years old. So? He's not productive. I mean, your tape has to matter, no? So, Tommy, that matters more than his game tape? He's not a producing player. You're assuming he's going to get better in the NFL? Good luck. You can have him. I'm not in on that. You got to be productive. You got to produce. Sills, how many trades Howie's going to do tomorrow? I got 7 trades from the Eagles. Later rounds, like 3 down, maybe, something like that. Okay. He's 6'6". I think Faulk is one of those guys who's a bust. Like Sills, I don't see the production. He's not a product. He doesn't produce. I mean, here's the biggest risk in the draft. John McMullen loves this kid. Does he know anything about his injury history? Jordan Tyson? This guy's hamstring injuries were so bad, it stopped him from practicing much of the season last year at Arizona State. This guy is often and highly injured. Good luck. I want my guys to at least be able to play before they get to training camp. So, to me, I think your biggest risk are Jordan Tyson and Keldrick Faulk. One guy has no production, and the other guy's always hurt. I mean, hey, look, Sills, is he a good prospect? I don't know. He could be a good prospect. We just got rid of Nakobe Dean because Nakobe Dean can't play healthy. And he can't stay healthy. You want me to draft a wide receiver who can't stay healthy in college? Yeah, well, I bet that guy goes 3rd in the draft. Sills, I have watched the tape on all the linemen coming out. I am no expert by far. Fan looks the most NFL ready. Who do you think? It's the kid Bailey. By the way, I think that kid Reese, I think he's a little bit of a prospect. Put his tape on. Right? All the measurables when he was at the combines was sensational. Put his tape on. The kid on the other side was better. And I don't know. The kid Faulk is a reach for me. He had no production. You're going on his combine more than his production as a player. Not me, man. Give me your game tape, and then we'll see how that matches up. The kid Styles looks like the dude. Who do you guys think the safest pick in the draft is? Everyone talking about Sadiq, but we just signed Goddard. Dude, Sadiq's the pick for them if he's there at 23. That's right. Caleb Downs is the safest pick in the draft. He is the safest pick, right, Twiz? Downs is the safest guy in the draft. He's produced at Ohio State and at Alabama. I don't know about you. That's like the 33rd and 34th teams in the NFL is Ohio State and Alabama. I'm good with that kid, and I don't have a problem saying that. I think he's the safest pick in the draft. Okay? Bro, I forgot. Okay. Hey, Z, we could push it up. We'll wait till you get back. It's all good. Or if we have to go forward. Okay? That's all right. Is that cool? Or will you be all right to come back? Waiting to see if we can slug Zander in because he's got an appointment he's got to get to at 3:30. Are you going to be able to do it after your appointment? If you can, let me know. All right, we're good. We got a lot today going on. Battle Royale at 4:30, by the way. Okay. Here, look at this pick. Now, we aren't picking up a safety in the first. I don't see it. I'm with you. I'm not taking a safety in one. Saban said Downs was the smartest player he's ever coached. Yeah, and then when you see him on the field, too. Saban said Downs was, yes. Thoughts on the UCF receiver, Roach? Let me go to Bledsoe. Let me take a look at that. You can move him around. He's a versatile player. You can move him slot, Y, Z. That could be somebody that you could put in this new offense. A little bit true. I think he's still learning the position, Robert. Okay. Just yeah, but there is a kid up here, believe it or not. His name is Josh. His name is Josh Derry. He's a wide receiver that played at USF or UCF. And Kevin Roach was a dude that played back in the day. There is a kid at UCF, though, that's a wide receiver. I didn't know the name. Sills, I love Downs, but the degenerative ACL is an issue for where he'll be drafted. The safest is Vega. I think the safest is Downs. Let's see here. Let's go here. Cornell Tate, OSU receivers are always a hit. They are. You know why? They were coached by Brian Hartline. Seals, where do you think Bain will go? I can't figure it out. Between 10 and 17, I would say. I think between 10 and 17. Seals, do you think players today are given more time to develop than when you were drafted? Absolutely. Way more time. You know, the Buccaneers last year drafted all their players and they didn't cut any one of them. Same thing with the Eagles. All the players that they draft, they make teams now because of the practice squad. Oh my God, you get more time to develop. Back then, you didn't make a team. There was only 47 guys on a football team. Now there's 71 guys. 71 dudes make a football team. 71 guys. Okay? Sonny Styles is a huge risk for me. Athletic linebackers with average production. So you're telling me you think Sonny Styles had poor production last year? That he had poor production. Okay. $6'6", 250. He said Sonny Styles had poor production. So this is what his example of poor production is. His last 2 years, he had 100 tackles last year, and he had 82 this year. And he had 10.5 tackles for losses his junior year and 6 sacks from the linebacker position. This last year, he had 7.5 tackles for losses and 4 sacks. And he's a linebacker. I mean, he's not an edge rusher. So you're telling me a guy with 190 tackles in 2 years is bad production? And then you want to draft a guy like Keldrick Faulk, who had 29 tackles last year. And you want to tell me that guy is a production guy. Give me a break. Seals, I haven't seen one mock that shows Howie being brilliant. Thoughts? It's not a draft to be you know what the brilliance is in this draft? It's trading around and maneuvering. I don't think there's any player in this draft that's going to make you look brilliant. Get this. So if Howie, let's say Howie did this. Howie's sitting at 23, wanted to go up to what, 10? Who are you taking? Jeremiah Love? I think he's okay. I don't think he's special. Who are you taking at 10? The offensive tackle from Miami? That's a good pick. I'm good with that. That'd be a great pick. Who else you taking at 10? Bailey? Okay. So you're going to move up and you're going to say that those guys are the guys you're going to move up to. And you're going to move up to 10. What are you giving up? Another 1, 2, 3? I don't know. Brilliant will be Howie trading away the 23rd for Garrett plus other picks. But that would break the draft. Eduardo, glad you said this. Here's what's coming out in Cleveland. Myles Garrett hasn't showed up to workouts. And it's the first time he hasn't. And something's going on there with that. Garrett never not shows up for workouts. And I don't know if the Browns are fielding calls or not on the potential of moving Myles Garrett. But he's not at winter workouts. And he's not at the voluntary workouts, which he's always at. Sills, does Howie trade Carter on draft night for a top 10 pick? There's nobody in this draft that's as talented as Jalen Carter, including Mendoza. Absolutely not. There's nobody in this draft that's as talented as DeJean. There's nobody in this draft as talented as Q. There's nobody in this draft that's as talented as Devontae Smith. Start there and look like what's in the draft. I don't see greatness in this thing. Like, I don't see greatness. Howie said having 3 of 10 draft picks, 3 to 10 draft picks, be starters is a great draft. 30% hit, good or bad. Yeah, it's a great. If I can get 3 starters out of my draft every year, that's a grand slam. Why is Garrett disgruntled? He picked the contract over being traded. Now he wants to be traded after he got the contract extension. I don't know if it's anything to do with just maybe the Browns want to do more because remember what happened. Senor. Okay, the Browns did what? The Browns got draft picks because of Travis Hunter deal. They got to start acquiring more picks. Myles Garrett on the Browns does nothing for them. They're not going to be a playoff team this year. The Cleveland Browns are not going to be a playoff team. They're just not. Our secondary is going to be crazy this year. Based on what? Your front 4? If your front 4 can't get home, your secondary will be dog shit again. Why? Pressure takes it off the secondary. Dude, if you don't get home and you have no pass rushers and you can't get home, your secondary is not going to be good. People will throw the ball. There'll be more space. Routes will be more developed. If you don't have a pass rush and you can't set the edge, I don't care who you're playing back there. You could have Brian Dawkins back there. You've got to have a legitimate front 7. And by the way, you've got to play the run better this coming year. You were 17th. That's not good enough as a unit. You're 17th against the run last year. With Carter and Davis, that's unacceptable. 17th? I mean, come on here. And you want to put all your money in those two guys? And you're barely in the middle of the room in the league and stopping the run. I mean, those are facts. The dominant teams a year ago ran the ball down your throat. Drew McCruba showed flag. Again, I'm not giving anybody kudos who can't stay healthy. If you bring in Garrett, there'll be like $20 left for the offense in 27. That's why you got to go in the draft and get young. Every time Sills talks about the Eagles, it sounds like he's talking about the Buffalo Bills. You just don't like the way I talk, dude. Because what I'm saying right now is I'm not even being critical of anything. I'm just saying you got to run the ball, stop the run better. What? You get your panties in a bind over the truth? Once again, guy, don't get your ass in a bind. You were 16th or 17th in run defense. That can't be that number with Carter and Davis. You disagree with that? Drew McCuba only had one injury. He missed the rest of the season, dude. So harder to trade a player that needs a new deal. Trade a player that has a top deal, a.k.a. Pickens or AJ. I think because of the cap hits, it's harder to trade a guy like AJ because you've got ramifications that are going to be this year and next year on that cap. The Philadelphia Eagles, Bears, Bengals, and Raiders need safety. I'm not drafting a safety in the first round. For what? To pay him the number 23 money? What are we looking at there? So you're going to pay a safety $3.5 million, a $20 million deal for a safety you could get in the second round. Not me. I think that kid, what is his name? Thielman? I think he's okay. I don't think he's a first-round pick. If I'm Howie, I'm drafting Sadiq to replace AJ. He's bigger, faster, and can be more productive, and you can move him around more. I saw Pickens hasn't signed a tag after being presented to him by the Cowboys. Well, what's he going to do? Sit out? Cowboys franchise tagged him. Either he signs it or he sits. What, you think he has leverage? He has no leverage. Kids making 7 figures in high school, getting homeschooled to get to college earlier. Now we know why NFL is going to flag football. Hey, NFL's going to flag football because you got to fill those stadiums that you hijack with fans and their taxes. You got to have more. You have to have more events going on at those stadiums to justify asking you to pay more taxes. Patriots are going after Kyle Pitts. Boy, Kyle Pitts, A.J. Brown, and the kid they traded for, that'd be a pretty good-looking group up there. Sills, the one thing on Sadiq, when's the last time we drafted a tight end in the first round? I can't remember. Might be Keith Jackson. I don't know. Does that sound right, guys? You guys, I think, drafted Keith Jackson at Oklahoma back in the day. So, I mean, I don't really think that has a bearing because right now it's about needing getting younger and replacing guys. Seals, Giants, and Cowboys have 2 first-round picks. Yes, they do. Yeah, but that's why the back end of the draft, and that's why the draft is not deep, because kids are staying in college now. Most of the good players are in college still. And it's going to be more spread out. Like, you're not going to have, here, why do you think the 1983, hey, Bob, I'm going to give these folks a lesson here. And I'm going to show you guys something here about, in my opinion, the best draft of all time. Here's the 1983 NFL draft. And I'm going to show you how many Hall of Famers were in this draft. You ready for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Hall of Famers were in this draft. Elway played 4 years at Stanford. Dickerson played 4 years at SMU. Every one of these guys, Kurt Warner from Penn State, 4 years. Chris Hinton, who we've had on the program, 4 years. Billy Ray Smith, 4 years. Jimbo Colvert, 4 years. Todd Blackledge, 4 years. Bruce Matthews, 4 years. Jim Kelly, 4 years. Dan Marino, 4 years. Darrell Green, 4 years. All those dudes played 4 years in college. You're going to start seeing that get built up here in the next 5 years because of nil. You're going to see great drafts. Right now, it's low because it's spread out right now because most of the good players are still in college. They want to improve their draft status. Like, get this. A guy you might want to take in the second round and would be a great second rounder for you, you guys brought his name up, Messidor. Messidor would have went in 2 and 3. This year he's going to go 1 and 2. I'm going to stay in college. Nil's going to make the draft better in about 3 years, maybe 2. The draft will be better because all that stuff will start stockpiling up. And before you know it, every fucking pick's going to be good. Even your 5th and 6th rounders. Because it's going to be a great draft. Right now, you're going through the transition. And this is why the draft is not heavy. It goes like this. 10, from 15 to 60, good players, not great, but good players. And then from 60 to about 100, hit or miss. And then when you're after that, it's guys who, like in previous drafts, would never get drafted. I'll tell you this. Half this draft, if it was in previous years with good players and no nil, wouldn't be drafted. We need to draft for players that seem to be injured. We need to draft for players that seem to be injured year after year. Split reps, and by mid-year, we should be healthy. What? Aren't you tired of drafting guys that are always hurt? Nolan Smith, Kobe Dean, Andrew Makuba? How would you feel if the Eagles take Chris Bell in round 2? They're going to need a receiver. Yeah, that don't mean he's better. After that, it's best player. All right, I want to go over here to this. This is by far, okay? This I already told you this. I did a clip on this that you guys would start doing this. And it's already happened. So let me read this to you. Gardner Johnson back in the news. Philly turned on AJ so bad, it's sad. Y'all love us. when we help y'all win. Damn. Y'all bashing the brother now? What happened? I told you would do this. You would systematically start taking a shit on AJ because AJ made it very clear in his agent. And now that he's gone, you guys are doing everything in your power to dismiss the kid as being a good player now, and that he's lost, he's no good, he's got a knee injury, all that bullshit that's not true. Okay? It's sour grapes because he doesn't want to play in that offense. So what do? You bash the kid out the door. I'm with you, Double O. I don't give a shit about you either. If I was AJ, I wouldn't give a shit about you either. If that's how you're going to be, at the end of the day, I mean, I think every Eagle guy knows that. When you're here, they love you. When you're not, and I don't have a problem with your mentality. But if you're a player that plays in Philly, don't get loyal to the fans. Because the day you go, they're going to take a shit on you. Facts. Gardner Johnson, Carson Wentz, A.J. Brown. I mean, pick a guy. You're taking a shit on the guy. And the guy was one of the most, if not the most productive wide receiver in Eagle history. And again, now it's about he's a cancer. He's like not productive anymore. He's got a ton of drops, which he doesn't. 24, he had no drops. I mean, but somehow the 49er game has become a benchmark game for him. That personifies his stay in Philly when it's not true. Wait, and you see this one here? He's a crybaby. Well, you knew that when you signed him. You're now what? Having an epiphany? Oh my God. I can't believe what a baby he is. Really? That's why I never get shocked. I never get shocked at that shit. Okay? He dropped 4 passes in one game. Oof. Man, that's got to dismiss the AFC Championship wins and the Super Bowls and all that shit and all the wins he's had and all the numbers. Not 4 drops in one game. No way. Here's one. We aren't wrong. He tried to cash a check his ass couldn't handle. He's 50-18. He's made the Pro Bowl every year almost. He's got 2 NFC Championship wins and a Super Bowl. I think he cashed his check. Dude, your quarterback doesn't throw on time. Dropped 3 against the Chargers. 2 of them were TDs. You're right. He sucks. I appreciate what AJ did for this team. These guys forget all the years without a great wideout. I know. Like the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? Get this. The Philadelphia Eagles have a short memory. The only wide receivers in the last 50 years that were worth the shit in Philly were Djax, Mike Quick, T.O. for the 1 year, and AJ. Don't make it sound like you're some sort of haven of wideouts. You've had 2 receivers in pro history of your franchise that have 100 catches. 2, AJ and Devontae. Macklin was a dude. I'm on both sides, but if you think this AJ stuff is bad, just wait till Hurts gets pushed out. Oh, he's next. You kidding me? Oh, my God. When Jalen gets pushed out, which will be at the end of 26, the Eagles are forward-moving franchise. Respect the past, but if we need to move on, I have no problem with that. Get this. You called him A.J. Owens your damn self. I know who he is. I never once said that guy wasn't a great player. I told you from day one, he's A.J. Owens. You don't want to believe it. Well, he is. Terrell Owens was a very productive player, but he was T.O. What are you missing? Thanks, Deshae. I did say that. You're the only ones that are fucking coming to the realization that the guy is a me guy. I never said that. He was a bad player. You're damn right I called him A.J. Owens because I know who the player is. I know who he is. And I said you'd go after him. And I said this, by the way, you know what you can do? We'll go over to our videos. There's one up there right now that was done about 4 months ago. I said you'd turn on him. And you have. And you are. Got another one where I said, hey, he is A.J. Owens. You're the only ones now coming to the realization I was right about the guys being a me guy. You kept telling me I was full of shit. I know he's a me guy. Enough with the AJ crap. He was good while he was here. Now he wants out. See ya. Get the egg out and let's move on. Drama hurt team. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. How we turned on him, Sills. Shut up. Because now you're saying he has too many drops, his knee hurts, he's old, and he's not productive. You're full of shit. People come and go. You drag shit to make you look good. But if they're not on the Eagles or want to leave, fuck them. Okay? I don't have I just said I don't have a problem with your mentality. I've heard lots of murmurs about players having issues with Hurts. Not a whisper about AJ. Completely true. Hurts is the guy. Dude. No receiver in his brain cells would want to play in that offense with that guy. Fucking kidding? Dude, you know what they're going to do? You're going to get your numbers. But the unit's going to blow like it has for 5 years. The unit has blown for 5 years. Here, let me add it up again. What was that? 27th, 9th, 16th, 29th, and 23. That's your unit in 5 years of the offense's passing game. So let's see what that comes out to an average for your passing attack for the last 5 years as a unit. Let's take a look at that. Let's go here. 27, 9, 16th, 29th, and 23. I mean, look at this. 27 plus 9 plus 16 plus 29 plus 23, 5 equals. So you're averaging the 21st best passing attack in pro football in 5 years. You think that's good? Yes or no? How can guys have numbers and your unit blows? How in God's name do you justify that? And you're paying $200 million for the 21st as an average offensive passing attack in 5 years. 21st. You've averaged being 21. That's bottom of the league. Bottom of the league. It's horrible. How many times has this idiot said, asshat, hey, Jerry, let the guy keep posting, please. I love him in here. Keeps the algorithm going. Sills is a top donator to Mark Holmes OnlyFans. I'm not even sure what that means, my friends. Let's see here. Asshat turned on us. We didn't turn on him. Why? Because he told you your offense blowed? Do you have any update? Dude, I'm not staying on that. Now you want to acknowledge CJ tweets when it's negative. What a coincidence. Never changed, Sills. What do you mean? He's saying that you're turning on AJ. What's wrong with a former player saying that you turned on him? I'm pointing out what somebody did. Sills, AJ's being treated like a prom date that bumps you after the prom. It's human nature. It's kind of all problems after she's gone. She wasn't that pretty or her breath stunk. Yeah, that's kind of it. Nobody turned on AJ. He took a crap on the team and played victim. Funny, I haven't heard a teammate saying one bad word about him. Have you? I've heard more shit talked about Hurts than any quarterback I've seen. Name me one guy that played with him that has said one bad thing about A.J. Brown. I'll wait. Can you name me one? Give me one player that said A.J. was wrong or a player that talked shit on him. No one. Gee. No one told him to shut up, not even the head coach. Doesn't it blow your mind that the head coach never came out publicly and said, hey, AJ, I wish he would be quiet? Brandon Graham talked shit on AJ Brown. When was that? When did what did he say exactly? What did he say? Kyle, do me a favor, Kyle, because these people will change the narrative because they always do. What did BG say bad about AJ Brown? What did he say? Not with this head coach that would require he did something to be the CEO he claims to be. Okay? Outraged? I'm not outraged. I'm repeating a quote that Gardner Johnson made. I'm not outraged. That's in your brain, dog. All sides with AJ, but a lot of them said he's a crybaby. Like, who said that? For his passes, okay. For being the way that he put that out there, all right. When he leaked Jalen and AJ didn't get along anymore. I don't know, that's talking shit on AJ. How's that talking shit on him? In 24, he said tension between Hurts and AJ. I don't believe that that's talking shit on AJ Brown. That's also talking shit on Jalen Hurts. Britton Covey said it too. That Hurts is unapproachable. Good topic here. They had Sileo. What matters more, winning or passing stats? Why don't you ask your coaches that? They're the ones changing the offense. This guy can't answer here's another guy that refuses to see what their team is doing. They're upset with the passing game. They want the passing game better. They fired everybody, and they're bringing in a Sean McVay-style offense. If that's the case and winning was a priority, wouldn't you have left it alone? You won 11 games. You fired all your coaches, and you won 11 ball games. Funny, the San Francisco 49ers didn't fire anybody in their offensive coaching staff, and they won 12 games and got worked by the Seahawks. Andy Reid didn't fire his coaching staff because they had a losing year. Coaches, Sean McVay didn't fire anybody on his coaching staff. Nobody fires people for winning. They won 11 ball games. They fired the entire offense. You know why? Because you suck throwing the ball. With all said, Hurts was unapproachable. And was it verified? Britton Covey said it. Brandon Graham said it. Numerous people have said that. Eagles' offense was not sustainable. Yeah, it's out of gas. Because the team, now we're not winning Super Bowls with this passing game. Because the team knows we're not winning any Super Bowls with this passing game. Correct. You're dead on. And that's why the coaching staff is evolving the offense. Sills, wouldn't you agree changing year to year is our identity? I don't really think you change your offense year to year. I just think you change the play callers. Hey, Bob, wouldn't you agree, Bob, that they never really changed the offense? They just changed the play callers. Eagles offense. Hurts gassed out the defense too with his consistent 3 and outs. Second worst team in the league in 3 and outs on offense. Second worst offense in 3 and outs in 26. Yeah, that's good. How do you know they said he was unapproachable? Keep dreaming, brother. Didn't Graham tell Jalen, tell him to get off your back after the Super Bowl? I don't know. I don't. Okay. So, as we get ready for the draft tomorrow, let's see here. Yeah. Who else? Hold on. Okay. Okay. One more. Oh, yes. Okay. Let me check one thing out here. Also, on this, let me go back here on team. Hold on for a second. Let's see here. Depth chart. Okay. So you really lost another one. Am I right? Double check. Yes. So, as a group, you've lost 5 starters. Jacoby, Jalen Phillips, A.J. Brown, Reed Blankenship, and Adoree Jackson. How's your offseason gone so far replacing those guys? How's your offseason gone replacing those guys? Kobe Dean, Jalen Phillips, A.J. Brown, Reed Blankenship, and Adoree Jackson. 5 starters. How's it gone? By the way, Mark Holmes will be in Pittsburgh when he comes on for Battle Royale. Okay? Listen to this. After the draft, you'll have your answer. That's the dumbest thing this guy's ever said. He's telling you on Monday, those questions will be answered. Can you be any fucking dumber? They don't even own a helmet yet. They don't even have a locker as of Monday. After the draft, in a weak-ass draft, this guy's telling you your questions will be answered. You're going to replace Nakobe Dean, Jalen Phillips, A.J. Brown, Reed Blankenship, and Adoree Jackson as a group these next 3 days. Can you be any fucking dumber? The only player that won't get replaced is Reed or Phillips. It's been reported Eagles are looking at a veteran trade market, so one of those spots will be filled by one of them. I don't mind that take. Okay? See this? You replaced a corner on a 1-year deal with a guy who's on a prove-it deal. No, you didn't. The only way any of those questions are answered is if a blockbuster goes down for Miles or Crosby. Correct. Hang on here. Sills, to look suspect with all these Mark Shitman is fucking sick. I'm not sure what you're saying. Hook me up here a little bit there. You know I love you, bro. Yeah, they were starters, but I don't remember you being very high on them. No. I was very high on Phillips. A.J. Brown's a star. Reed was a guy who could be replaced. Nakobe Dean ended up beating out your first-round pick last year. And Adoree got better once you added Phillips. These are 5 starters. Yes, you've lost 5 starters. Whether I think they're great, who are you replacing them with? Here we go again. The same bullshit you questioned me with the last year, you ended up being wrong because you didn't replace him. How are you replacing A.J. Brown? Let's start with A.J. and Jalen Phillips first. How are you replacing A.J. and Jalen Phillips? With who? With who? I agree. Gonna have to do some work to replace Phillips. Okay? I agree. But everyone else, I feel, is going to be replacing their production. Replacing AJ will be easy. You've never had a wide receiver in the history of your team like AJ Brown. And you think replacing them, okay? Well, I think all you have to do is talk to any general manager and they'll tell you. Talk to Dan Morgan, talk to Highsmith, talk to any of these guys. Okay? You had him like for a year and 4 games. Here's the problem I have with this. Potential Kennard or Eagles edge move. You're talking Highsmith. So if you go and give that kid, Jonathan Grenard, a $30 million contract, why didn't you just pay Phillips? They're the same player. And you're going to lose another 3. Is that right? Because you're going to have to trade and you're going to have to sign him. He's going to want 30. I mean, Jalen Phillips has never made a Pro Bowl. He just signed 4 years, $30 million per. You think you're getting Grenard for free? Oh, we'll sign it for 25. No, you won't. Well, then you downgraded. Bro, you're going to struggle to replace all 5 of them guys. The experience of Dean. Look, can Campbell do it? Yet to be determined. It looks it. You don't have anybody on your football team right now that can replace Jalen Phillips, or you wouldn't have made the trade a year ago. You had Smith and Hunt on the team, and the organization didn't think they were good enough. So they went and made a trade. Common sense. Use it. You're not replacing A.J. Brown. Some college guy. Blankenship is a product of having another corner or a safety on the other side of him. When he had Gardner Johnson, he was really good. When he had a dude next to him, he wasn't. He was spotty. Adoree can be replaced. And Woolen is a good replacement for Adoree. Yes. Woolen, he's a replacement there for him. Okay, so we need Phillips and Reed's replaced. AJ's. Downgrade Phillips was all right. Now he's all right. So wait a minute, folks. Does anybody think the defense got better when you added Jalen Phillips? Yes or no? Eagle fans at it again. Now this guy sucks. Okay? I mean, hey, Bob, can you believe that? They won't even admit now that the defense got better with Jalen Phillips. I admire you. I admire you for that. It would at least take 5 years to replace that. We'll probably have a new quarterback then, too. Vic brought Phillips in for a reason, Sells. Right, because he knew, because he had him at Miami. Absolutely. I think Hunt can improve. I do, too. Didn't have much experience playing at this level. I do, too. Angelo, I'm much higher now on him. Nolan Smith is a good player. Once again, another guy drafted that was injured all the time. Okay? Phillips started out well, then came back to earth, was solid, not great. So a guy who just got 30 large for 4 years annually was solid. But Grenard is better. Is that what you're saying? And he's older. Eagles have won without a star wide receiver, Sills. They've been able to win without a star running back. Been able to win without a star quarterback. I think Howie needs a little more credit. Invest in the O-line. I don't think you have any great O-linemen at 23. And here's the thing with Vega that John keeps saying, and some of you other guys. If he don't make it as a guard, he's out. You're not putting him over at tackle. He's an interior O-lineman. You don't move interior O-lineman to tackle. Like who? Like who? You draft. Usually what happens is it starts this way. You draft a left tackle. The kid doesn't make it, you move him to right tackle. And if you can't make that, you move him inside. You don't go inside out. Or the kid would be drafted higher. Name me a fucking guard that goes in the top 10. Let me take a look at that. What are you going to John Hanna? Let's see here. Recent NFL draft guards in the first round list. Okay. Here's the guys that have gone here's the guards that have been drafted in the first round. Okay. There's one dude, Quentin Nelson. I told you 3 years ago he's the best offensive guard in football. He was taken 6th. So do you think Vegas Nelson? If you think Vegas Nelson, that's a pretty good pick. Here's the other guys. Peter Skoronski, Tennessee. Zion Johnson, Chargers, 22. Cole Strange got annihilated in the Super Bowl, Patriots. Tucker with the Jets in 21. He's terrible. Drafting a guard there's been one guard drafted. One. In the last 20 years in the top 10. And it's Quentin Nelson. And if you think Vegas, Quentin Nelson, have at it. I think he's good. But Quentin Nelson, we'll see. That's right. Nelson played OT at Notre Dame, and they moved him inside. Vega has not played OT. That's a great you remembered him at Notre Dame. Nice. Okay. I'd say about 25 years ago. I think he's played 15 years. So maybe 20 years ago, he was taken. Zach Martin. So you're talking 2 guards in 20 years. Good luck. Rather give whatever the Raiders or Browns want for Crosby or Garrett. Sills, the issue with Phillips was not talent, was availability. The kid is always hurt. Well, he wasn't hurt in Philly. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay? Jason Peters, undrafted tight end, who became a Hall of Fame tackle. Guards just don't move to tackle. We got to dig deep to find examples. Yeah, this guy was a tight end. Yes. Let's see here. I'd rather just draft an edge in the second and throw him in the rotation rather than waste money on a hot name. Mike, that's the play. That's the play, Mike. Mike, at 23, let's do this. Mike, at 23, how far are you going to move up for a guy? Are you going to move up for? Messidor? Okay. Who else? Sadiq? Maybe. Who else? I think that kid is too injury prone for me. I think he's too injury prone. Okay? I do. I just think he's too injury prone. Let's see here. Listen, like I said, these 5 starters you haven't replaced. You have not. But you're fine with Phillips. Like I said, if you go in the draft and you want to get a guy in the second round, you're getting cheaper. You didn't pay the 30. You're going prospect. If you draft or if you trade for Gennard, you're doing the same thing you would have done by signing Jalen Phillips, but you gave another 3rd-round pick away. Seals, the Rams need to replace 2 O-line starters. They're not the best team in the NFC. Right now, they're the best roster in the NFC. Let's see here. I think Messidor will be there at 23 because of his age. Hey, by the way, one thing about his age. So what? He's 25. So what? Okay. So what? Here. Guy may actually have something here. Last year, we lost 6 guys. You haven't replaced them. You didn't replace them. You got beat in the playoffs, and you were never a good football team last year. After September, you were 7-7. You never replaced them. We were dead right. You didn't replace those guys. You were not a good football team last year. You got completely fucking run over by the Chargers, and you got ran over by the Bears. Destroyed. You even got beat by a shitty Giants team. You were never good last year. Found another old guard to tackle example. Who was a tackle in the NFL. It's rare, never works. Tackles can become guards, but usually not the other way around. Correct. That's right. That's right. Tackles, you never see that. So, like, my point with Vega is this. If Vega doesn't make it at guard, he's out. You're not moving him to tackle. That can all of a sudden become a good like offensive tackle. 2 concerns on defense are interior play. I think it's interior depth and edge, obviously. Players are going to be older, Sills. That's right, because of nil. Players are going to be definitely older. Okay? Absolutely. Sills, Gennard is older, wants similar money, and has big injury history too. Attack the hole at the edge in the draft, rotate like Vic has been doing. Look at Cornelius Howe at 54. Not a problem with that. 54, 2nd-round pick. I'm all right with that. Okay? I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. Bob, I completely would say this. That to me, would you not rather have this? I'd rather have 3 or 4 second-rounders in this draft than the 23rd pick. These guys are not, this is not a deep draft. Okay? Seals, why wouldn't the NFL allow players to come out sooner? 2 years and done, and raise the rookie contract minimums. I think that's a collective bargaining issue. That I'll have to look into, David. After those losses all those losses were because the defense was spent because of Hurts going 3 and out. Absolutely true. The second worst 3rd down team in pro football a year ago was the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a fact. And by the way, the unit numbers on the team were terrible. Yards per carry, in rushing, They were in the 30s. 3 and outs, they were in the 30s. Passing game, you were in the 20s. Terrible unit. You weren't good anywhere. You were not good anywhere in offense last year. You were okay in rushing. Sills, this is not a deep star draft. It's a good depth draft. Yes, but here, Bob, once again, I think what you're seeing, a lot of the good players are staying in college to get paid. Okay? Send AJ to the Bills with CJ and Josh Allen. He might win a Super Bowl. I doubt that GM's that smart. Starts in the trenches. The O-line was spent. Okay. You guys keep saying that the O-line was spent when the guard and the center missed 3 games combined. You didn't have depth because you didn't have anybody to come in like you did in the previous year when Steen was your backup and Fred was your backup. Who were your backups last year? Brett Toth and who else? The drop-off level in your backups in the offensive line was terrible. Rumor going around, AJ could potentially be traded tomorrow night. True, Sills? I find that hard to believe, but you never know with what Howie's thinking. Dan, do you think NIL influence on college players will affect the CBA regarding rookie pay structure in 2031? Yes, I do. Listen, like I said, if I'm a prospect and a guy comes to me and a talent evaluator tells me, hey, Sills, you're a 3rd-round pick. I initially didn't want to come out of college at Miami, and I didn't want to come out. I wanted to come back and play my senior year. You can Google it. I was the 56th player taken. If I stayed in college one more year, I'd have been the 10th player taken. But you want to go to improve your draft status. And now you can do it. Why? You can do it because you're making more money. And you're able to make more dough. Sills, is tomorrow doomsday for Howie? He has his eyes on a reach per sources. I don't look, he's drafted very well. He has. He just doesn't have enough players to fix the holes here like he did it last year. Dude, they did a really good job with the team who every single guy. What guy in the offseason last year made an impact on your football team? Here, let's do this. Last Eagle offseason. Last Eagle offseason. How many players Howie Roseman sign in the 2025 offseason? Okay. So Howie signed in the offseason last year. He signed Jair Alexander. He signed Michael Carter, Kendall Lamb, Matt Pryor, A.J. Dillon, let's see. He signed about 13 players. Name me one guy who had an impact last year. Out of all those signings, before you got to the regular season and you signed Phillips, name me one guy who had an impact on any one of those guys. He signed 13 dudes. Name me one guy. Adoree. Okay. Adoree Jackson is your crown jewel. Adoree. Adoree Jackson was the only player that had any kind of impact on his success this past season. And once the season started, that's when he started making trades for corners. That's when he got Phillips later in the year. At the end of the day, he bombed last offseason. And after the September games, you were 7-7. And let me double check that. Let me double check that here. Hold on. So we'll go here. See what you were after September. Want to double check. There we go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's September. Then the first. There we go. So after that, from October 5th until the playoff game, here was your record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many winning teams did you have from October 5th on that you beat? Green Bay, Buffalo. You beat 2 winning teams from October 5th on. Make it sound like you guys were fucking knocking people over with. You weren't. Sills, Bill Clinton was at the Star in Frisco today during the pre-draft press conference. I guess he was looking to see those cheerleaders. He and Jerry are friends. They went to Arkansas together. They've known each other a long time. Jerry sent Parsons packing to the frozen tundra. Giants coach sent Dexter Lawrence to the Bengals. Howie sent AJ to the Jets for his 6th rounder. What are you treating him like Django? Is that what you want to do? Hey, send him like Django? Sell him for cheap? Come on, man. You do know the Eagles have had to pay more first place schedules than the past 4 years. Yes, I do know that. Well, I wouldn't say more than Kansas City. Yeah, how many Josh Allen got last 9 years? Dude, the conversation with Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts is a non-starter any longer for me. I'm not debating that. It's the dumbest thing on the planet. Nobody's looking to get rid of Josh Allen. The Eagles are looking to get rid of Jalen Hurts. In 2022, the Eagles had an easier schedule than the Patriots last year. Does Howie make a splash? I think the kid, Jordan Tyson, is injured too much. I do. I have concerns with his, I thought it was his hamstrings. Eagles are not looking to get rid of Hurts. Okay. Okay. The Bills also have nothing else to win with other than Allen. AJ, you think you're happy now? I would make sure you're so unhappy in Cleveland or the Jets that maybe you would appreciate the Birds. Charles, why are you shocked that this player is this guy? I'm not. Seals, here's the splash. I'll send AJ 23 and 98 to Vegas for mayor, tight end, 36-67, 27 first. A mayor, or you mean Brock Bauer? Mayor? AJ with Kirk Cousins? AJ with Kirk Cousins would have 1,500 yards. That's Justin Jefferson. Okay? Oh, my God, this guy, man. Holy shit. Oh, my God. Let me tell you this here. I'm not going to say what kind of, like, thing, because I don't want, that's not my place. But let me tell you something. There's 2 places you can't go into Big Sills. Well, 3. I won't tell you the other one, because if you're eating, but you touch my mouth or my eyes, not happening. Hey, dude, I let my teeth fall out before I let you go in my, and if you're going to look at my eyes, yeah, that ain't happening either. I'm not good with that, man. I had a guy, before I get Z on here, so somebody went into my, like, was giving me an eye exam. Do you ever see, like, Running Man? Is it Running Man? It's not Running Man. It's the other one. It's the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. He's sitting in this thing here, and Total Recall, and he's sitting here, and he just lifts this. I lifted these 3 people off the ground like this. I lifted them off the ground. I said, get out of my eyes. I frightened the whole fucking room. Oh, man, this guy. Hey, he may be a little groggy. I wonder if they gave him some gas, too. Without further ado, by the way, your supers are welcomed. We will have Battle Royale. Hey, Marsh, be prepared, because Mark Holmes is in Pittsburgh, and he's going to give us a live look on what's going on at the draft site. Without further ado, my man, playing injured, Big Z, Zander Krause.
What's up, Sills?
You all right?
I'm seeing 3 of you.
That's frightening.
I got contacts in for the first time. These things stink.
No good?
Oh, I don't like them at all. I'm wearing them right now. I'm delusional. I can't see shit. My eyes are going crazy here. I got sensitive eyes. I'm like you. I don't like people touching my eyes. But so now I got some.
You got a headache?
Huh?
You got a headache?
No headache. No headache.
All right.
But my eyes are messed up.
Oh, man, when you told me that earlier, I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, dude, I forgot, too. I forgot.
Bro, I'd rather have you work on my foot.
Yeah, but I got the I got to see my beautiful bride walk down the aisle without wearing glasses on my face, don't I?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
It is what it is.
All right. So, Big Z, let's start it off here. By the way,
probably wear these one day of my life.
But there's Big Z right here. Right there. I got a lot of things. I don't want to upset him too much because his head's banging and all kinds of shit going on here, man. I mean, I want to ask you a question that I asked Howard Eskin yesterday.
All right.
There is no way the Eagles have any leverage with A.J. Brown. There's no way.
Well, Howard pointed that out yesterday.
There's no way.
I know.
So what do you do if they go like this? Here's a 2 and a 3. Keep your guy.
I don't think the Eagles take it.
They'll bring that back and fight a potential train wreck on.
Yeah.
Don't you do more harm keeping them? Don't you do more harm keeping them?
No, no,
Here's why, too.
no.
This is just okay. So you're going to
Howie's stubborn. Don't you're Howie is stubborn.
okay. And I agree. So you keep a guy from September until December, and after that, you never get the value for him ever again.
Well, I'd probably take it. I'd probably take it.
I'm going to give you a little pass today here because I won't go crazy. Because man, I'd be off my game, Dan, if someone was in my.
Oh, dude, it's well, no, it's not even that. It's I can't see my right eye. I can't see shit out of my right eye right now. I'm like, I thought contacts were supposed to make me see. I can't see shit. The left eye's working all right. I might go like this. It'll work better out that way. But
could you see Big Zeke showing up tomorrow for the draft?
I see these people saying it looks like I smoked a couple blunts. I'd rather have smoked a couple of blunts and come on here than go to the eye doctor.
Tomorrow, Zander's going to come on like he's got a pirate's eye patch on.
I'm not wearing these again. I'm not wearing them. I'm wearing them one day of my life. I got to figure out how to put them on my wedding day. And after that, I'm taking them out and I'm probably never putting them back
in. Just wear fucking glasses, dude.
I got them right here.
Yeah, that's not me. I'm not wearing that. That's not
happening. My damn glasses. I don't need my glasses for short vision, but
all right, let me read you something here, Z. This is one of my I'll tell you what, Gardner Johnson, he still's a nugget, and he still keeps giving nuggets here. Here's one. Philly turned on AJ so bad it's sad. Y'all love us when we help you win, but damn, y'all bashing the brother now?
Is that Gardner? Yo, CJ Gardner Johnson, shut the fuck up, CJ. Now you're gonna tell Philly fans how to be fans? Shut up, CJ. What a stupid ass tweet. What a stupid ass. Nobody turned on AJ Brown. AJ Brown didn't want to be a Philadelphia. I defended this guy to the high heavens. Are you kidding me? I made myself look like a fool publicly defending this dude. He wanted out of Philly. What, now we're supposed to give him a limousine ride out of town too? What a stupid tweet by CJ Gardner Johnson. He's still butthurt how Howie handled him.
Oh, you bet he is,
yeah,
man.
He's still butthurt.
That
was a stupid tweet.
Just think of how Shady McCoy's butthurt over Chip Kelly still to this day. Don't think that doesn't resonate with players, my friend.
Yeah, but Gardner, I mean, dude, you can make an argument here that the Eagles do the opposite. The Eagles normally
they brought him back.
No, but they normally go to the lengths that it takes to send a guy where the guy wants to go. The Eagles didn't have to trade Carson Wentz to the Colts.
No.
You know,
that was a good team.
That was a good team.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, they don't have to send him to the Patriots. I think what they do is they say, look, we'll send you where you want to go. But just keep it mum. Don't, there's no public trade request. Don't bash, anything so that you don't diminish your value. That's probably why AJ's been so quiet. And they're going to send him to his little childhood team so he can wear his Patriots jerseys and everything. Now Philly turned on AJ? Nobody turned on AJ. I mean, that's the stupidest thing I've ever
heard. I got some pre-draft questions here for you. All right. Where does Ty Simpson get drafted?
Ty Simpson, round 1. I think round 1. Where? The Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just kidding, everybody. Put your panties away.
Steelers?
I think the Jets. The Steelers are very interesting. I could see the Steelers. How about... I'm trying to think of a team that would fit.
About Minnesota.
I can see that. Let him learn behind Kyler for a couple of years or sit on the bench behind Kyler.
Yeah. Then you could jettison that stiff.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I think that's a question. By the way, before we continue this, you know why the draft is not this year? Because kids are staying in college. Bro, here's a number for Ty Simpson. If Ty Simpson's not drafted the 6th pick in this draft, the money Miami offered him at 6.5, he's taking a pay cut. Say he goes to the 20th pick. Get this, Zander. Miami offered him 6.5 million, right?
What did Miami give the guy they brought in?
5 million. They offered him 6.5. That's the 7th pick in the draft at 6.4 million. So every single pick past 7, say Ty Simpson goes down 28, 29. He took a $3 million haircut to get drafted. That's why kids are staying. Because look, if I'm 2, 3, and 4 round draft prospect, I'm staying in college. The depth of the draft is not as good now. 3 years from now, it will be. But right now, because kids are doing this, I'm staying in college. I'm going to improve my draft status and make $1 million.
Yeah, I can't blame him for that. I mean,
No.
who's the quarterback who just did the lawsuit? Was it Trinidad Chambliss?
Trinidad Chambliss. That's right.
Yeah, so I don't blame him for that.
I don't. Yeah. Plus, you know what he just got? He got 4.9 as a side. He got 4.9 to come back and play at Ole Miss. Trinidad Chambliss is not making $5 million. You think Trinidad Chambliss is a first round pick? Maybe next year.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Right? So, I mean, the numbers and the money that's being generated now. Here's what I would do if I was Howie. Look, at 23, your boy Blake Miller, I'm going to say it one more time to you, dude. And I'll ask you, would you rather have 4 second-round picks in this draft, or would you rather have 1 at 23?
4 seconds. That's a lot of seconds, though, dude.
Okay, well, if I could trade out of that and get a second in 27 and another second and have 3 seconds this year, I'd rather have 3 second-round picks. I get a better value, and I don't have to spend a boatload of money for Blake Miller at 23. I mean, I don't see the value in that. Blake.
Well, what if they want Ty?
Well, now we're talking about a whole different room and a whole different conversation.
BLG thinks they're drafting a quarterback on day 2.
The 3rd round? That's problems for Hurts if they do that.
I don't know, man. These guys aren't good enough.
I agree. Here's another one here for you. Ready?
I don't care who my quarterback is. I'm not putting my franchise in the hands of Carson Beck.
or that guy Nussmeier. Not
I know you like Carson Beck.
Not really.
Well, he did a pretty good job for your team.
Yeah, but you know what? You kind of sold me that. I think he gets rattled when the feet get pressed. When the feet get stepped on, I think he gets a little rattled. You know what I'm saying? When you bring pressure around his feet?
Yeah.
The safest pick in this draft is Caleb Downs.
I don't even know if he's as safe as you think. He's a hell of a player, there's no doubt. I got a little ill will toward him because of him bailing on Alabama, but I get it. He was there with Saban and he rolled out after Saban.
Saban said he's the smartest player he's ever coached.
Who said that?
Saban.
No, did he really?
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Saban said that Caleb Williams is the smartest player he's ever coached.
Nick Saban, smartest player he ever coached. Let's see what it says. I don't see it.
Put Caleb Downs' name in there.
Yeah, well.
Might give you the date he said it.
He says his competitive IQ is top tier.
Okay.
That's still pretty good praise. Top tier IQ. That's what you want. That's what Fangio wants.
That's right.
Top tier IQ.
I want smart players. You show me dumb players, I'll show you a dumb team.
Yep, that's true.
That's a Jimmy Johnson rule.
That's true.
The most, I think, overdrafted player in this draft will be Keldrick Faulk. The guy had 10 tackles in 10 sacks in 3 years. He's got no production. He had 29 tackles last year.
He can play. I actually kind of like Keldrick Faulk, but you're right. That is not a lot of production.
Bro, the tape has to match the combine, doesn't it? I mean,
it should, but it doesn't always.
But he's not
productive. Did Jordan
Davis
Davis's tape match his combine?
Well, Jordan Davis is still a 1 and 2 down guy.
No BS. He got 28 million. What
Oh.
do you always tell me?
Yeah.
Contracts tell the story. There you go.
Wait.
He is a bust no longer, Sileo.
Wait. On third down, he's got 80 snaps.
Well, that's the Eagles' problem. I don't know why they paid him. By the end of this segment, my right eye might be snapped shut.
You let me know if you got a bail, dude, because
no, I'm fine. Are you
right.
kidding me? Yeah, I'm in there bitching at the lady. I'm like, you got to get me out of here. You know, it's the middle of a work day. You know, it's a Wednesday afternoon, honey. Let's speed it up here.
Hey, even a draft.
The one dude in front of me, he's checking out. He's taking 40 years. I'm like, excuse me, sir. I understand that you're on retirement time, but I got somewhere to be. Can you mind if I step in front? I mean, I got to get on the show here, you know. So
you're just as much as a headache as I am. I could see this right now. I got it. The biggest risk pick is Jordan Tyson.
Nah, he's gonna be good. Well, he's risky, but he's gonna be good.
Bro, he had his hamstrings were so bad last year, he couldn't practice the majority of. I mean, are you gonna draft that guy?
I know. That's scary, but he can play. He does his tape is really good, but
really good.
I probably wouldn't go that route. So
Cowboys could be real movers with their 2 draft picks that they have, and the Giants.
Well, you put them first in the NFC East yesterday. That was hard.
Woo! You bet I did. Giants or Cowboys? Who do you think has a better day tomorrow?
Giants.
5
and 10. It's a great spot to be in this draft.
With Joe Schoen as the guy.
I don't think he's in control anymore. I think it's.
I don't either.
I think Harbaugh. Although, man, that dude has butchered every contract there. Every player worth a damn. That guy butchered the contract.
Butchered. Okay.
I mean, it's crazy.
Z, I heard you say something this morning that I gotta like ask you about. So you lost 5 starters.
Whoa. Where'd you get that number?
I'll show you. Jacoby Dean, Jalen Phillips, A.J. Brown, Reed Blankenship, and Adoree Jackson. These are 5 starters.
You're going to include – they upgraded Adoree Jackson.
Wait, okay. Well, hang on here. Okay.
You're look at you
Hold
talking
on.
about Reed stinking ship like he was an all-pro. Guy stunk last year.
No. Okay, wait a second. Did you
Reed
not?
Stinking ship.
Wait, did you not see what he's doing? He's already doing the eagle dance, dancing on her grave. Hey,
I'm not dancing on anybody's grave.
5 starters gone. What have you done to replace them? Help me out.
Well, you got Tariq Woolen.
Okay, that's Adoree.
That is a significant upgrade.
Then why did you only give him 1 year?
What do you mean? They're paying. They got to pay Cooper and Quinion. You know, and you understand they have $150 million of contracts coming up per year. They're going to have to shell out. Cooper's going to make 28. Quinion's going to make 32. Carter's going to make 30 to 35.
And you're going to gut the rest of the team to pay them 3 guys. Got it.
Are you going to let Cooper go?
I'm not letting my boy go anywhere except Wildwood. As a matter of fact, the more he parties, the better he plays. So I'm all right with that kid. All right.
Oh man,
that's one of my favorite players of all time.
I'm just saying, you're not going to give Tariq Woolen. Safety they haven't replaced yet.
Okay.
Linebacker, they were pretty good. I mean, they obviously have Campbell, and he was a pretty good player.
Phillips, I mean, you think that what's his name, John Campbell, is going to be as impactful in 26 as Nakobe has been as a player?
No, I'm not going to go that far, but I think Jihad's going to be good.
Okay. Who's replacing Jalen Phillips?
Right now, I guess Nolan Smith.
You think that's a downgrade or upgrade?
That's a downgrade. But if they get Grenard, does that room look better? How many steps forward does
it looks
Gale Hunt?
Confusing.
Silio's like, if you don't have all pros on from 0 to 53, it's confusing.
No, Jalen Phillips wasn't an all pro. I'm talking
he got 30 M's.
What I don't get is making the same lateral move twice. I don't get it. I mean, you went from Phillips, goodbye. I don't want to pay the 30. And John is high if that guy, you think he's not going to demand $30 million. You're crazy. He's going to demand $28 to $30 million. Or you're going to have a 1-year rental.
Who's going to demand 30?
Gennard, he's going to command $30 million.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. 100%.
Not signing that guy for $25 million.
No, I agree.
So why don't you just give Phillips the money? And listen, look, what happened in this last offseason in free agency was really good players got exceptional money.
I wouldn't have paid Phillips $30 million. Even knowing that today there's a hole in the roster because of it, I wouldn't have paid him that.
But Zander, if you still end up doing that with a different guy, don't you think that doesn't make sense, though?
Well, it depends. I mean,
do you think the Eagles got caught with their
I don't think you can be undisciplined when you have holes on your roster.
Well, I think that's undisciplined if you do this.
No, being undisciplined is giving Jalen Phillips $30 million because you have a hole there.
And then 3 months later, you give another guy the same amount of money at the same player that's duplicating the player.
Well, they haven't done that yet. Last year, they traded the 3rd-round pick and had a 1-year rental.
Okay.
I'd rather do that again.
Okay.
Than pay $30 million and be locked in with a mediocre player.
That's the point I'm making. You're doing the same fucking thing you did 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
It worked.
Okay. So you think doing this. Here, I'm still going to pay the guy 30, Gennard. And I'm going to give another 3 up. Why don't you just pay the guy?
Well, I don't think they're going to do it with Gennard. John seems to think they're going to, though. I'm wondering if he's heard something because he's been really ramming that through recently. He even did it on his Eagle-only mock. He normally never does trades. He did the Eagles will trade their 2nd pick for Gennard.
Do you think the Eagles got caught a little bit with their pants down in the Phillips deal? Because
no.
Here's something else I heard.
No, he got $30 million, dude.
No, they never gave him a chance to even have another conversation. They never even talked to him.
Dude, I was queasy at 25 for him.
Listen, Phillips never even met with Carolina. He did a Zoom with him. He knows Dan Morgan. We all do. It's that Miami bullshit. Okay. Who's replacing A.J. Brown?
Have you seen Tay Wicks?
Who? Oh, I got a nice thing here for you on that one.
Yesterday, I re-listened to our segment yesterday. It really felt to me, even re-listening to it, I relived the agony of when I was doing it live. It felt like I was, I don't know, trying to teach a toddler fucking math class.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand what you don't understand. If I'm here's a better analogy for you.
Okay.
If I'm a righty, okay, I'm a righty. I write with my right hand. I throw with my right hand. I do everything with my right hand. Okay. And you cut off my left hand. Well, it's going to suck, but I can live without it. I do everything with my right. Versus if I cut off my right hand and I'm a writer or an author and I cut off my right hand, well, guess what? You're going to be like, dude, you lost your best weapon.
What's the context?
The context is that the loss of A.J. Brown is not as big in Philly as it would be for a team like the Bengals losing Jamar Chase, the Rams losing Puka Nacua, or any of these other passing teams that rely on
You don't have Mahomes.
Yeah, but we don't have a pass game, brother.
Okay.
It's like the left hand. You don't use it.
You don't have a pass game, and now you're going to get worse in the pass game to make you even more one-dimensional.
Well, no, you're just going to stay not using it.
Oh, well, that'll go well in balance. Let me read you a nice little nugget, Big Six.
Let me make sure I sent Marky Mark the link before he cries to me.
Brian Gutekunst. We weren't sure how Dontavian Wicks was going to fit into our future anyway. It's why we were able to move him. I'm always tough to move off of a player that you really like, as good as Dontavian was. We really liked him. I think he's a bright kid. He's got a nice, bright future ahead of him. The situation was this, though. The room was full, and we didn't have room for him. So you signed a guy, gave a guy a contract extension that the fucking Packers hated. Okay, There's your answer for AJ. Good luck. That's the headline, too. And I got that out of Pro Football Talk. Not even out of Big Sales Talk. Look at this. Right here. Miles Simmons. Published. Brian Gutekunst.
There is a website out there for those who don't know. It's Big Sills Talk, and it's where Sileo permeates all of his talking points. All right, out there. So, well, Mr. Sills, they don't have a good replacement for AJ Brown right now. You want me to sit here and blow smoke up your ass? I'm not going to do it. They don't have a good replacement right now. They got a bunch of guys. They're going the committee approach right now. That's why they brought in Hollywood Brown. They brought in Tay Wicks. They brought in Elijah Moore. They have Darius Cooper. They're hoping Devontae Smith. They're hoping a couple of those guys seize the moment. How many great careers have been born? I'll use a Herb Brooks on you, Sills, right on my wall. Great moments are born from great opportunities.
Herb Brooks and Nick Sirianni? Yeah, no.
I didn't compare Nick to Herb. I didn't compare Nick to.
Hold on. I got another one here. So let me ask you this then. So you're going to go by committee and you're going to spread the football around because your passing game and your quarterback has got such a great skill set to spread the ball around.
No, he doesn't have that skill set.
Wait for the. Hey, so wait a minute. Here, what's a better room? AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson, or here's the new room: Devontae Smith, Dontavian Wicks, Hollywood Brown.
That's an upgrade over Dotson.
I actually think you're deeper.
Wait. Let me turn this completely on its head. The Big Sills mock
You're not
draft.
better.
Wait. The Big Sills mock draft comes true. Now what's the better unit? Whiny, mopey, drop happy AJ with Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Grant Calculator, or Dallas Goedert, Kenyon Sadiq, Devontae Smith, Dontavian Wicks, Elijah Moore, Hollywood Brown. It never ends, baby.
Who's the quarterback? Oh,
same guy.
That's right. Wishbone hurts.
Well, that's kind of why I said to you it's not going to be that big of a deal.
Okay, so Reed Blankenship. Who are you replacing with him?
Maybe they go up and get Caleb Downs. Who knows? I don't know what they're going to do. I think they take a safety in round 2 or 3, maybe 4. They're going to go with probably Epps and Makuba. I'm more concerned about Makuba than Epps. Not concerned, but health. Can you stay healthy, So I think that's the bigger concern there. I think safety is a real concern right now. That's a hole right now. I could see us getting to week 4 and Eagle fans are clamoring on Twitter. Where's our safety? We need a safety. This guy sucked. Remember last year, week 4, they were ripping Adoree Jackson? Eagle fans are hilarious on X.
What player in the draft helped Sean Mannion the most?
I guess it would, in theory, be Sadiq. But don't you have the quarterback thing there? I mean, you've just been saying it,
The quarterback, listen, here's my analogy. You go to an old barn in New Jersey, you see that old 1957 Chevrolet.
I think I'm doing it, by the way. I'm buying an old Corvette and I'm gonna renovate the whole thing on my channel, my garage channel.
Wow. 63 split window?
I want to do the C3. Is that a 63?
Or you could do the 59 or the 58.
Yep. No, 68 through 82. I want to do like an 81 or an 82.
Okay. So it's like you go there, and you find an old car in the barn. There it is. You drop 4 new tires on it. Clean it up. Give it a nice polish. You find out there's still no fucking engine in the car. That's kind of what you got. You could put, and you can make that car look all you want, but the guy driving the car is still the guy driving the car with no engine. And that's who you got in the quarterback position. You got a guy with no engine, can't drive the car. And I agree. But here's one thing that I will give. This is all going to come down to your boy, Barkley. If Barkley shits the bed again and he's 35th in yards per carry, I don't care if you had Sadiq or I don't care if you had Brock Bowers.
Coming from the guy who doesn't want to draft an offensive lineman?
Not well, unless you're going up to get one of the top 3 guys. The rest of those guys are the same dude.
Well, you don't know that. What are you? Who are you? Draft Nostradamus?
Yeah, actually I am. And I'll tell you here.
Yeah, wait, what would you have said about drafting Jordan Mailata? Where do we get half of our offensive line?
Okay.
Where did we draft Tyler Steen, Cam Jurgens, and Landon Dickerson?
There's one difference here. You don't have Stoutland in the building here picking those guys.
What do you think?
Got the greatness of Christopher Cooper.
Wait a second. So Angela was calling him Harry. What do you call him? Howie Potter. What do you have? Stoutland as Jeff Potter.
I can't wait to see this guy what he picks and as an offensive line and see if that trend continues.
Harry Stoutland.
That's not Howard Mudd even. Okay, that guy. All right, so Blake Miller, Z's guy at number 23. I say it one more time, dude. I'd rather move out of that pick. If my guy's not there that I want, if I'm Howie Roseman and I don't get one of the top 3 offensive linemen or Sadiq, I'm moving out of that pick, dude. I'm just moving out of the pick.
It's not going to be that easy, though. I think a lot of teams are going to want to move out, dude. I really do. I mean, think about it. When there seems to be a clear drop off in this draft.
It is.
And once that happens, it feels like everybody's going to want out.
Do you think that Howie could make it this way? Hey, New England, give me a 1 for AJ in this draft. We'll do a draft night. And they have the 23rd and they have the 32nd, whatever it is, and they take one of those picks and move up to get somebody they really want. Like you get the kid from Miami. Dude, if they landed on that kid from Miami, dude, you know who I compare him to? Tristan Wirfs.
And he played a lot of right tackle too.
Remember, Wirfs was drafted initially as a right tackle.
Yeah.
And then they moved
Wirfs is a beast.
Dude, Wirfs made all pro at tackle, right, guard, and left tackle. Okay? I mean, what do you got right now, 23? What do you have them?
I think offensive lineman, I just don't know where. What I don't think Howie's going to sit there and wait wait at 23 to get. Like, I think if he wants an O-lineman, he's going to figure out who it is and go and get him. But look, the board's got to fall your way. You know, I know people think Howie's a wizard and he has done a great job, but he can't do I mean, you know what I mean? Sometimes it just doesn't work, you know? So I'm hoping he can go up, but I'd like to see him go and get the offensive lineman of the future. That's what I'm on right now. I have too many questions right now on this offense to commit to fixing it for this year. Like I need a foundational piece. I mean, when you think about it, when you're in doubt, right? When you're not sure what way you want to go or what it's going to look like or what's going to need the fixing or how it's going to all work out, doesn't it make more sense to go foundational?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It does, right? Like I'm not going to put
window you build your team from inside out, not outside in.
Right. Like I got a blown engine gasket. I'm fixing that before I before I wrap the car, before I do something goofy.
The reason that they were able to draft Devontae Smith back in the day was because they had the interior built. They had the offensive line built. I got 5 dudes I want to throw at you here. Here's my 5 sandbox guys prior to the draft. I got Sonny Styles, David Bailey, Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs, and Francis McGowan, offensive tackle, Miami. Other than that, dude, I mean, I think you can have anybody. I think you can have anybody else on that team. Jeremiah Love, I mean, when you look at Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame, tell me why he had a better career again than Ashton Genty. They played the same roster. They played the same schedule almost. I mean, you see Love better than him?
No.
Like when you watch Bijan, you saw him catch the ball at Texas.
I don't know. I think Love is better than Genty. I'd rather have Love than Genty.
Genty got it in those big games, and he got stuffed. Love got in big games, and he got stuffed.
You wouldn't take Love over Genty?
Probably would.
Love's got a bigger skill set, dude.
Yeah, he could catch the ball better.
Yeah.
He's not McCaffrey.
I think Love's a better player.
He's not McCaffrey, though.
Boy, what if he fell? Nah, he wouldn't fall that far.
Or what if he fell far enough to go to 19? Trade with Carolina.
Because then you got to give up extra picks to go take a running back. I don't see it.
Well,
they're paying Saquon $20 million.
Okay, well, here, Saquon Barkley's got 1 year left in Philly.
I agree with that.
Okay, I mean, who are you putting in that room next year? Hey, dude, you can have all the offensive line you want.
Yeah, but again, that's window dressing, dude. I'm not drafting window dressing this year. There's too much up in the air to draft window dressing. Give me the offensive lineman of the future.
You don't think Barkley's season is up in the air too? You think he's certified that he's going to go 1,500 yards?
Well, I do think it's up in the air.
Yeah.
But what's the best way to help him?
No, I would put my money on Barkley before I'd put my money on a rookie guy. I would. So I get it.
I don't know, dude. There's a reason teams opt to not pay running backs and draft somebody. Sometimes you can get comparable, output, comparable statistical output with guys that are a tenth of the price. I mean, this is the whole reason that the running back market's been driven into the ground. Every position's out there making more and more money. We just saw an edge rusher get $50 million. I mean, did you guys ever believe an edge rusher would get paid more than Jalen Hurts got paid?
No, I've never seen anything like that. I mean, when I saw that he got that money, man, I was stunned. All right, so with AJ, you don't think they move him on draft day? It's a June 1 deal, right?
I think you really have to wow the Eagles.
What round do you see the Eagles drafting a wide receiver? Because I think they're drafting one.
I think 3.
What's your feelings on the second round pick?
Tight end. Or no, maybe edge. Maybe edge or safety.
So you're going O-line, edge.
Tight end, wide receiver.
Tight end, wide receiver.
4 in the top hundo.
Well, you've got 2 3s.
Right. So that'd be the 4 picks in the top 100.
Yeah. And what do you do with the rest of those picks? Because you got 8, right?
8 total. I think they're going to take probably 6 or 7.
You take that quarterback with the 4th rounder?
What do you mean another edge, dude? We don't got a fucking edge right now.
No.
Yeah, I mean, look, it depends how the board falls. I mean, if you get to round 3 and every edge rusher's off the board and you're looking at a bunch of stiffs, then yeah, I don't want an edge. But, if you got Dennis Sutton there or you got a couple of these other guys there, then maybe you go that route, I know JD3 wants a quarterback. I just don't think this is the draft to get your quarterback in.
Holy cow. So we're going to, and the battle royale today, Big Z, we got our man on remote, Mark Holmes and his Dallas Cowboys. By the way, what'd you make of my sensational prognosticating that I got the Dallas Cowboys winning the NFC East this coming season? Yeah.
But
Cowboys are going to win the East.
Look, you picked the Commanders last year, so I'm not mad at you. You're in a little bit of a cold streak. It probably will continue.
I'm on a heater right now.
No, you're not.
Really? What didn't I predict last year? Except
you've been on a heater with AJ.
I've been on a heater. You were 11 wins, and you were an average football team.
No, you've been on a heater with AJ.
Did I not say to you guys would be a one and done? I did.
Well, I think anybody could have seen that.
Oh.
You were on a heater with AJ years ago.
Am I right with AJ right now?
Years ago, Sileo. Even before there was drama, you said this is going to end. Yep. This is going to end in an ugly divorce.
Why do you think people are so shocked with AJ Brown right now and they're finding out that
I don't think people are shocked. I just think CJ Gardner-Johnson is way off base. I mean, fans, in fact, I think more fans should be turning on AJ quicker. I mean, I still got dudes out there, wearing a cape for him. It is what it is. The guy wants out. Go and play somewhere else. Somebody put up the statistics. I saw it on X. Somebody tagged me on X. I mean, he's not going to get better. If he thinks he's going to get better numbers somewhere else, he's got another thing coming.
I saw that same number, and I tweeted at that guy too and said, Kelsey was the focal point and the focal target all them years in Kansas City.
Yeah, but it goes back to what I brought up on this show weeks ago when I made this spreadsheet and I showed you how many yards the guy has. The guy's been productive.
Okay, then why is the unit stunk?
Because they struggle to throw the ball since Barkley showed up.
Because it becomes too predictable, right?
No, yeah, to some extent.
But think about this, Zander. Everyone got paid and everyone got their numbers. And yet the passing game has been average 21 for 5 years.
That's below average.
It's below average.
15 and 16 is average.
Yes.
You've been below average. I don't think average is the right word to use.
Yeah, you've been below average.
If we want to be technical here, well, they're well below average.
Yeah. Let's read some of the supers before Philly 500.
All right, let's do it. I got to get to the mirror and get this thing out of my eyeballs. I can't. It's driving me crazy.
Man, I
Freddie says, would you rather draft or trade for a wide receiver like Brian Thomas Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr., or Garrett Wilson if AJ's gone?
Remember this, though, Freddie. Here's the thing. When you draft a rookie, you're getting that rookie contract, and you're not paying high-end money. Now, I get those guys are still on rookie deals, and you would control the 5th year. But what the Eagles have to do on offense is, right, Z? You got to get cheaper over there. I'm not saying you got to get worse, but you got to get cheaper, right? Because you're going to be shifting the money over to the defensive side now.
Yeah, I don't think they can pay one of those guys right now. I think they need a cheap guy.
Good guy.
Here's tea time. AJ was mad during the Super Bowl, pouting and pushing teammates away. We up 30 SMH. He was. This guy's a moaner.
Yeah, but I don't know how people were shocked with that. Diva wide receivers want the football. Michael Irvin was never happy if the ball wasn't coming his way. That was a damn dynasty. I mean, but here's the difference.
Sacrifice, dude. You got to sacrifice to win. This is a team game. These guys should go play boxing or fucking tennis for all I care. It's weird. It's not the right mentality to have in a team game. It doesn't make sense.
But every time I tell you the most important thing, though, Z, you and the fans see a team. Players see individual accomplishments. Am I wrong?
And if you're the Eagles, look for the players who don't. I mean, you got to buy into a system, man. When you're a team, and this is a team game, I understand people want personal statistics. It's not lost to me. I've said it 100 times. I get it. You want the rewards, the Hall of Fame, the money. I get it. But if you're trying to achieve big things as a team, you can't. You have to sacrifice some of that. Now, where you're right is, hey, maybe some people don't care about the team stuff. AJ would probably rather go to the Hall of Fame with $1,500 a year than he would have Super Bowl rings.
Correct. But he does want that ring because the ring's the cherry on top of the career.
Well, that's true.
Zander, the ring is not the foundation.
All right. SS says trading away AJ will get rid of the distractions. Locker room will be more clear-headed. Offense will play more free. We will be better without a disgruntled AJ.
Maybe
is right.
Maybe.
How's my eye look?
Not too bad. It looked worse when you came on. Does it give you a headache?
No, I don't have a headache. All right, brother. Good show.
All right, dude. We're waiting for our boy here, Billy 500. He may not. I don't know.
He didn't bail, did he?
He may not jump in here today because Mark has been. I don't know, man. Mark is sitting there in Pittsburgh here. I don't know. I think Mark's may have all them videos, all the cowboy movement.
So where's Mark? Mark's in Pittsburgh?
He's in Pittsburgh. We're going to bring him up Philly's not here. We're gonna bring him up here, man.
I'm getting a little. You know what I'm getting a little sick of?
Yo.
I'm getting a little sick of this trend. I mean, you've been glazing homes every week for like 3 months now.
Glazing homes.
Oh my! Now you're picking the Cowboys to win. Like I see how it's going. Last year you had a hard on for the Commanders and they sucked.
Okay.
Awful. This year it's the Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys have done a lot of good things.
I need Philly 500 to start rolling in here with smoking guns.
He can't because
Sure
AJ's bogging you down. You've lost 5 starters.
The Eagles are a superior team to the Cowboys in the last 20 years. Superior.
Yes. Last 20 years. Yes.
Particularly the last 5 years.
Yes.
All right, Sills.
All right, brother. Get them eyes fixed, man.
All right, bro. Later, man.
You got it, man. Wow, this is going to be it's the eve of the NFL draft. And the Dallas Cowboys just might be sitting. And I'm going to make this prediction here so both hear this. In 2026, the Dallas Cowboys will win the NFC East with a record of 12-5. And they will win the NFC East. And so, without further ado, we bring in the man. He's in Pittsburgh right now, and he says he's looking for Eagle fans. There's no Eagle fans there. The head Cowboy man, the #1 content creator for Dallas Cowboys, Mark Holmes. And there he is. Look at that. And we bring in the man who's punching uphill a little bit here with AJ and everything going on. The man that's got to defend the Philadelphia pride. Philadelphia freedom. Here he comes. Philly 500. He joins us right now. How you doing? Punching away here.
They don't call me the babyface assassin for nothing. Let's roll.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, we're here in Pittsburgh. We just actually rolled in about an hour and a half ago. We're going to be downtown a little bit later. None of the festivities or anything open until 12 o'clock tomorrow, but we will be there at the draft, ready to see what the clown does. Jerry Jones.
Oh, man.
We're sending in the clown.
How about this, Mark? I heard that they've shut the city of Pittsburgh down.
Pretty much, yeah. You can't really drive downtown. You can't, like I said, you can't really see anything until tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And we ended up coming through. The traffic is already a nightmare getting through there. And the best bet is if you are somewhere around, we're about 4 miles away. There's a back way to get in. We're actually in a cabin. We've got mostly Cowboy fans. We have a Steeler fan, and we have a Commanders fan that's driving us crazy. But we have a back way to kind of get downtown about 4 miles from here. So we're in a good location and should be able to get some good footage.
How far are you away from Oakland there? Is Oakland around in your neck of the woods? Oakland, Pennsylvania, Oakland, PA? There's a section there in Pittsburgh.
I think we went past. I saw the signs for Oakland and we were coming in. But yeah.
All right. What would a Commander fan be giving you hell for when,
Oh, good Lord. You call us delusional. Good old Momo is literally saying he's here to make Cowboy fans suffer. And I guess it's because they've been suffering for 35 years. Go figure.
Get your helmet back, man. Then people.
He's a closet Cowboy fan, anyways.
That's exactly what I said coming out. There's a video out here that I said Momo comes out the closet. He's really a Cowboy fan. You don't go to the draft with Cowboy fans and say that I'm a Washington fan. Come on, you're a closet.
All right, Philly. I'm going to start with you here. AJ Brown, gone.
Fuck it. I'm so tired. I'm tired of this whole thing. Look, I accept it. I still don't like it overall. I don't see how it makes you better. But all I ask and all that I need out of this is a first-round pick. Get me a first-round pick next year, even 2020. Just get me something, get value out of it, and then I'm ready to move on. I'm so burnt out with this whole AJ thing, man.
Yeah, but
it is what it is.
Who has the leverage in this, though, here? Who do you think Mark has the leverage now? Because after this Rossini report, wouldn't you say this about this? I mean, now you know you've got to move the guy. If I'm the
No,
Patriots,
Eagles got it. The Eagles have the leverage.
how do you have the leverage when you could go like this? All right, keep the guy. You don't want to keep
him.
that guy on your team.
Why? What's he going to do? What's he going to do? Hurt himself?
Mark, tell him what a disgruntled player does when
I don't
he can become a distraction, bro. He can become a distraction.
I don't care.
How about T.O.? How about T.O.? That's what you do when you want to get out of town. Now, if it should make you feel any better, we're sending in the clouds here on, the day before the draft. Stephen Jones says that basically they're not going to negotiate with George Pickens, that he's going to be playing on the franchise tag, and that's that. So, we're fucking around too.
Mark, he hasn't signed it yet, though.
Yeah. So we're setting up drama as usual.
That's what I told Mark last week. Eagles, it may be March, April drama, but yours comes in August. They'll be in camp. He'll be pissed
Mark,
off,
how about
crying.
trading him on trade?
It always happens.
How about this, though? How about trading Pickens on
send him to New England?
Tomorrow?
Well, that's the other part that came out, that, of course, the Cowboys could be looking at wide receiver, much like they did, as they put it, getting CeeDee Lamb when they had Amari Cooper. To be real here, and this is a discussion I had with the Steeler fan, because he's like, yeah, now you're going to see the real George Pickens. But there's no advantage for George Pickens to raise a stink, because after July 15th, you can't get a new contract. If you decide I'm going to hold out, everybody's waiting for you to show up and be a bad guy. The best thing George Pickens can do is go ahead, play on this franchise tag, have a great season, and then it's going to be like, well, Cowboys, you going to franchise tag me a second time, or are you going to pay me $50 million? Because that's the advantage for him. He's gotten $8 million in his first 4 years. You got 27. I can live with 27 and know that I'm going to have a bigger payday down the road if I go ahead and just smile and take it.
I got one here for Philly, too. I don't know if you saw this, Mark, but so the greatness of Jalen Hurts post this picture on Instagram of Scott Leffler, who Nick just fired.
Working out with him.
And he's been working out with him. And you know what? Love working out with Scott. Scott knows me. Philly, isn't that a shot back at Nick going like, hey, you fired a guy I like. All these changes in OCs and shit. You know what? You're not setting me up for your bullshit and your failure. Hey, if you're sending a message to him by hiring Sean Mannion, isn't this a message by Hurts going like this? You fired a guy I liked. I mean, I thought the objective was to keep a quarterback coach that you liked, right?
I swear I honestly haven't looked at it from that perspective. I mean, I guess it's possible. I see it from a different perspective. I see it as, look at all these reports saying this man doesn't want to work with anybody, is uncoachable, doesn't want to talk to anybody. But look, his quarterback coach is willing to work for him. He can't be that bad. That's how I see it.
Yeah, but okay, and I buy that. But my point is, it's a shot at Nick. He just fired the guy 4 weeks ago.
I don't know,
Bro,
I don't know.
You go like, hey, what do you make of that, Mark? I mean, you fired a guy.
That's the way it looks like to me. I mean, if I'm in a relationship, my wife ends up, pissing off a friend and saying, screw her, and I'm hanging out with her, that's pretty, fuck you, basically.
Well, I mean, look, it doesn't surprise me at all. I think a lot of the issues that we have seen come and stem from things that Nick does that those players don't like. I mean, I think the whole philosophy on offense is opposite of what Jalen Hurts would like to do, Devontae Smith would like to do, even A.J. Brown. So that wouldn't surprise me at all. But I saw it differently. I saw it like, here's this man that's doesn't want to work with anybody or talk to anybody. Oh, but look, his coach is working with him in the off season. So, maybe he's not that bad.
Mark, where did the Eagles, where did the Cowboys go at where you guys have with your 2 picks? You got 2 first-round picks. You guys are loaded up. I think you and the Giants, there's 6 teams that have 2 first-round picks in this upcoming draft. Where do you guys go?
Here's the thing. Everybody's been talking about the Cowboys are going to trade up for Reese, or the Cowboys are going to trade up for Clav. They're going to trade up for Sonny Styles. That's just talk. The Cowboys don't want to trade those picks unless something major happens. They want to have both of those picks or have at least one of them. So I don't see them trading out. With the news with Pickens, that may be a deflection here where they're trying to go ahead and say we could be looking at a receiver because I think they really do want to have defense. There's so much misinformation out here. I think they'll take the best player available. And one thing with the Cowboys they traditionally like to do is whatever first-round player they get, they want it to be that first or second player of that position. They don't want to get 3 or 4 deep in there. So it will be the best player available at 12.
Philly at 23. Tell me if you disagree with this. I think this draft, because of nil, guys, I think because of nil, it's more apt for kids to stay in college because they're making a lot of money with nil. That's why this draft is not deep. If you're a seconder, look at Akeem Messidor. Akeem Messidor a year ago was a 2 or 3 potential draft round where he would go. Now he stayed another year, came back. He's a first or a second round potential draft pick. He elevated his draft status. Plus, he made $800,000 last year at the University of Miami. So that's why it's not deep. There's not 200 kids in this draft. Philly, for me, doesn't it make more sense to get 3 1s or 3 2s in this year's draft, trade out of 23, because from about 15 to 60, these guys are all the same. Would you rather have 3 1s this year and a 1 next year, trading out of the 23rd pick and having another first rounder next year in a deeper draft next year? Doesn't that make more sense?
It does to me. Matter of fact, I tell you, I don't believe the Eagles will pick at 23. They're going to either trade up for a specific guy that they've targeted from the beginning, or they're going to trade out, I think, altogether. And I agree with you. I think trading out, if Vega's gone, if Sadiq is gone, I think I trade out. I think that would be my third option. I would trade out, receive another, try to get like a second and then a first next year, similar to what the Rams got a year ago, deal-wise. And then you have 2 2027 first-round picks. And then if you do trade A.J. Brown, you get another first-round pick for that year. Now you have 3 first-round picks going into a draft that they're saying is going to be one of the top-heavy drafts we've had in a long time. So I think you're correct. I think that's the way to play it. But I don't think there's that many guys. I think there's only a few guys in this draft. And then the one receiver that I actually think maybe the best receiver, didn't think he was going to even go in the first round, was Jordan Tyson. Now they're talking about him at 5, going at 5. Yeah. We're going at that. Crazy. I think this draft, I think you're better off with mid-round picks in this draft and then loading up on top-heavy picks next year. So I agree. Yeah. I 100%.
Hey, Mark, for you, April 22nd, 2025 versus April 22nd, 2026. Is your roster better today?
I think it's better today. I think it definitely is. On the offensive side of the board, with Tyler Booker being now going into second year, I think your offensive line is definitely solidified. Having Javonte Williams being your running back that we know, as opposed to thinking that Miles Sanders was. And our defensive line, without a doubt, is far and away better than it was. So, yes, and with the 2 picks that you have there potentially, it should be a lot better than it was last year.
I'll ask you the same question. You have 5 starters missing from that team of a year ago. Now, listen, you were so far up here. You know, what I'm saying, Philly, is that your roster is, compared to the Cowboy roster of a year ago, it's night and day. So, you didn't fall as much. However, do you think you have a better roster today? Now, still a lot to do. We got June 1 still. You got the draft tomorrow night. But right now, on April 22nd, the eve of the draft, is your roster better now?
No, it's not better. It can't be. It's not better. We are not better right now than we were a year ago. I think the only position I think we're better is the cornerback position. I do think right now that is an upgrade from a year ago. I think you have a hole at safety. You have a hole at edge. You're going to have a hole at wide receiver. Okay, so yeah, you got time. There are things that happen. I think Howie's going to be busy. I think he's going to make a couple veteran trades for some veteran players. But I think once A.J. Brown goes, I don't see how, from an offensive standpoint, you can say you're just as talented as a year ago. I just don't think you can just say, oh, we can let A.J. Brown go, and now we're just as good as we were last year. I don't think it works that way. I just don't.
Mark, for you, again, do you go veteran here? Like, is there any chance the Crosby deal? Here's something else, guys, to put out there. It's being reported now in Cleveland that Myles Garrett did not show up to workouts. It's the first time that he's never, ever been.
There's my baby. There's my wild card right there, baby.
He's never done this.
Cheddar to give up to get him, man.
He's never
done about 3 number ones.
I'll go to Philly next. But can you see the Cowboys making a play for Crosby or Garrett?
I could see them making a play for Crosby because I think with him being damaged goods, the Joneses like a bargain. They don't want to pay premier prices for anybody or anything. And I think if they were to make a move, I would think that they would start talking, at least in this draft, maybe about number 20 for him and say, look, you kind of got a screwed pooch here. We had offered you the first and a second last year. We're just going to make it a first right now and get that deal done. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened before we picked.
Philly, would you trade Jalen Carter for Myles Garrett in a 1 for Myles Garrett?
No, it defeats the purpose to me. The whole purpose of Myles Garrett is to play with Jalen Carter. If I don't have that combination, then it doesn't appeal to me to be giving up players and draft picks. I want Jalen Carter to play with Myles Garrett. So I'm more apt to say, this is a great first-round pick to trade. You're going to probably have a first for AJ. You're going to have multiple firsts. I think the Eagles would go after Garrett. They've already showed that they're willing to go out and pay for an elite pass rusher. They already tried to get Garrett twice. They tried to get Micah. So why would it change now? I think if there's an opportunity, I think they'll be involved in it, definitely. But not for Carter.
What round would you draft a quarterback in this draft, Philly, for you?
Round 99.
What?
99. Round 99. Oh, there is no 99.
Lordy.
I'm not interested. Like, 6th, 7th rounder. I'm not interested in getting another franchise quarterback in here. I have no interest in that. I'm going to let my man Jalen do his thing.
Are okay? How about you, Mark? Do you believe the Cowboys will draft a quarterback?
I once heard that a team should draft a quarterback every year. Take a flyer on it. Maybe it's 5th, 6th round, 7th round guy. You never know that there could be the next Tom Brady in there, and you get dumb luck, and you end up getting a quarterback that can play. For the Cowboys, you have to start beginning the process of thinking that Dak Prescott, there is an out technically at the end of early next year. Will you start having diminishing returns? And it would be good to get somebody in to start learning before that time is up.
Don't you agree? If Dak doesn't get that team to the playoffs this year, the Cowboys will think about moving off him in the offseason?
That's possible. I would say it depends on how he plays. If it ends up being that he still has, 30 plus TDs and 10 interceptions, it's kind of hard to move off of that when you start looking around the field of quarterbacks that are out there. And if it ends up being that it's his fault, yeah, I guess you could say that it would be, but it just depends on how he plays.
We know it's not. We know that's not going to happen.
Well, here,
it's never his fault. No,
I didn't say that it was never his fault.
Mark, I got one
sinless Dak.
I want to ask Philly this. So in 2021, the Eagles passing game was number 28th.
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, it was 9th. It was great. 2023, it was 16th.
Mm-hmm.
2024, it was 29th. In 2025, it was 23. For a great average of 21. In 5 years, the passing game in Philadelphia has been ranked at the bottom of the league at $200 million. What changes do you think happen with the new coaching staff that you brought in to elevate that and make that passing game better? If your run game doesn't return to some resemblance of 24, I'm not saying, Philly, that it's got to go back to iconic numbers like you saw $2,000, but it's got to return. And if it doesn't, that passing game's got to carry the team.
No, that's the key to the offense is the run game, right? It's the offensive line. This is why I think that if you get a chance to get a offensive lineman in this draft that could start right away, I would do it. I think you need to load up on offensive linemen because you got two guys that you don't know how long they're going to play. You don't know how healthy they're going to be. But yeah, the key to the Eagles offense, no question about it, is the run game. I think the run game is important. If they don't get it back, it's going to be a problem. And I mean, I think you could say that about a lot of teams, though.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that you're sitting there giving him a pass and saying that, they need a better offensive line and better running game. When I say that about Dak Prescott, he's just a choker. And we've had a shitty offensive line for the most part for the last 5 years, and our running game has been nothing near what you guys have. But you're sitting here saying, because with the 21st average offense, its problem is the offensive line and the running game. Right. I can't use that excuse, though, right?
No, because you use it for everything. You use it for everything all the time.
Bro.
For 10, 11 years, it's everybody else's fault.
When we brought in old-ass Jason Peters who couldn't play more than 25 plays a game, that's just a choker. Come on, dude.
I'm not making excuses.
With old-ass Zeke Elliott,
I don't have to
averaging 2.9 yards a carry. Oh, that's credible. Come on,
what
bro.
What year, Mark? What year were they the number 1 seed? What year were they number 2 seed? What did they do in the playoffs? You don't get to the playoffs with shitty teams. Dak isn't carrying them to the playoffs, and then he just doesn't have enough.
Okay.
Come on. You're talking about a 10-year, 11-year career of a guy, and you're trying to blame it on the running game? How many different musical chairs of excuses are you going to make for Dak Prescott? How many?
I'm going to ask you a question.
You shouldn't have opened that door, Mark.
No,
you shouldn't open that door.
Wait,
I'll double walk that ass.
Well, Mark, wait a second here. And I'm going to ask Philly, and hopefully we get an interesting answer here with this. You said that this is a run-first offense, did you not? This is a run-first offense. Did you not say that, Philly?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
That the Eagles
I think it's predicated on the run.
And then I want you to explain this to me. $110 million in contracts for wide receivers and a quarterback. If you're a run-first offense, you're spending over $110 million on 3 players, and you're at the bottom of the league.
Well, wait a second. You what are you supposed to have trash guys at those positions so that the defense knows what you're going to do? Ain't worried about A.J. Brown, ain't worried about Devontae. Don't you think having weapons on the outside and the threat of a passing game affects the run game? Because I sure do.
Okay.
I think it affects it.
Okay,
so why do you want to have nothing?
Okay, so
I'm not saying
what I'm saying is this. Can you name me 2 places that has success in the playoffs that has that kind of number that doesn't have a really great balanced roster? Look at Cincinnati. Cincinnati spends how much money? $50-60 million on the quarterback, $35 million on Chase. Then they turn around and they spend another 25 on T. Higgins, and they got a garbage pail defense. The Cincinnati Bengals are the Dallas Cowboys. And you know why?
Well, minus the
because
choking
they're 30th
quarterback.
in defense. You're not.
Minus the choking quarterback. Yeah.
Listen, you just told me that you're a run-first offense, and yet you spend $110 million on the 30th ranked passing offense.
What do they spend on the running game? What do they spend on the offensive line? It's not like they're cheap on the offensive line or in the running game. They spend on the whole offense.
Mark,
the idea is to make that offense complete.
Mark,
100%.
The team that had spent the least amount of money on defense in the NFL ranked 32nd is the Philadelphia
I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying to you is just because you ranked it, of course they want a better passing game. But Sills, I'm sorry. Did you not see the offensive coordinator and the coaching staff and what they've put together in this passing game? You want to blame Hurts. I don't want to blame Hurts because I don't think it's Hurts. I think it's the coaching.
Okay, well,
I think it's the amount of different coordinators that they've had.
Then why, Mark, would they hire the same guy again? Sean Mannion has the same resume as Kevin Patullo. He's got the same resume.
Who do they
I
going to
think
go
this
get?
set Nick up to fail. I mean,
Experience like Kellen Moore.
I think that the Eagles I think Howie Roseman is smart enough to recognize that this team has kind of run the course and it's time for change coming up the next year. And I think that Howie will be gone after this year. And that's why they're looking at Hurts and saying, is this the guy we want to start and continue with for the next go round? I'm not saying that that's a bad idea, because the problem with the Cowboys is we always think we're close and we just keep trying to add a few pieces here in the draft and aren't good enough. To your credit, the Eagles were wise enough that they ended up reloading the team and the roster, and they may be looking at this and saying, we moved on from Doug Peterson. Maybe it's time to move on from this clown and make it easy.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see what they think of. We'll see what they think of Sirianni, but I don't think necessarily that they hired the same guy. If you want to say that they hired the same kind of guy because of experience, that's about the only thing they have in common. I mean, the one thing that we get about Mannion is it's going to be a little different offense, right? And everybody speaks highly of him in terms of him being smart and what he's going to be able to bring to the table.
Oh, you're giving him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm giving him the chance. Patullo, I could have told you, we all knew it wasn't the greatest offensive coordinator hire. Let's face it, okay? The other problem is that Nick Sirianni has got to be hands off. He tries to interfere, I think, with the offense and what his philosophy of his prevent offense too much. I think they've had the handcuffs on this offense. I think they're too predictable. I think everybody in the world knows what they're going to do. And I think that changes with this coordinator, and if Nick is more hands off, I expect that passing game to be better. It's not going to be perfect, but I think it's going to be much better, minus what they lose from A.J. Brown, because, you're losing a talented receiver.
Mark, the strength going into the draft and the weakness of the Cowboys is what?
The weakness of the Cowboys is definitely the defense. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
What
you look
level?
at linebacker, linebacker, edge rusher, and then I would say defensive backfield. We have to get a greened out. We don't have him on the roster now. Be that trade for somebody with experience or draft a premier player. They would like to get Sonny, but I think that they like Rodriguez as well. But I don't think Rodriguez is ready to be that guy right now.
Second. I'd like the Eagles actually to get him in the second round as a depth guy and try to move Campbell outside to use him as a little bit of an edge guy out there and create a little bit of versatility. I actually like that Rodriguez kid. And the best part of their defense right now is because of Vic Fangio's their defense. Before I get to Philly, what's your strength?
My strength on the team is the quarterback and the wide receivers.
Philly, the strength of the Cowboys is the quarterback and the receivers.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing. I mean, when they're out there walking around with them Super Bowl rings that shiny, hurts my eyes. I got to put the sunglasses on.
Philly, what's the strength and weakness of the Eagles?
I think the strength of the Eagles, I still think, is the interior of that defensive line. Okay. I really like that interior. I like the linebackers too. I think they're good, and then hopefully the offensive line to return to that. I think the weakness for the Eagles, I think you're going to have a hole at wide receiver now, and I think you have issues at the edge rusher position. I think that edge rusher position, we don't have any answer right now for it. We lost Jalen Phillips. He has not been replaced. So that's a big problem. And I don't know that a rookie first-round edge rusher is going to be able to come in right away and replace him in year one.
So, Mark, here, two last ones here for you guys. Mm-hmm. So here's who's picking for the Dallas Cowboys after round one. The legendary Tony Dorsett and Drew Pearson. And for the Philadelphia Eagles, Brian Westbrook will be picking for the Philadelphia Eagles. Any draft day surprises, Mark, from the legendary man himself. Move your hands, Mark. for Jerry Jones. Any surprises?
With Jerry Jones, everything comes out of left field. I don't think anybody saw Micah Parsons being traded. Okay, so nothing would surprise me if they did do something and made a crazy trade. I still think Max Crosby could be in the mix still here with the number 20 pick, but who knows? Who knows?
So Angelo's got a new name for Howie Roseman. It's called Howie Potter. And do you believe Howie, the magician, is going to pull anything out of his hat tomorrow?
I do.
First round.
Yeah. I think, well, maybe not the first round, but I think Howie's going to pull something off within the next 3 days to get themselves some veteran players in here. I'm looking primarily at the edge rusher. I think Howie's ready to strike. I think he's been really quiet. I think he's been buying his time, and I think he's about to tear this league a new one. That's what I think is about to happen. But we know that the GMs are all scared of him. They're scared to trade with the Eagles. So that's always a potential problem. But, I mean, maybe Jonathan Grenard could be a guy that they bring in, although I don't want to pay him $30 million. But, it could be something like that. I think Howie does something, yes.
Mark, what do you have on the docket, man? I hear there's like a ton of Eagle fans that have been kind of digging at you a little bit, and you've been firing back. What kind of videos are we getting there live from Pittsburgh? By the way,
I haven't decided that quite yet because it seems like they don't come around like they used to.
You've been there an hour and a half. You just said that you've been there an hour and a half.
I'm just saying.
What do you mean? What are they supposed to do? Wait at your door for you?
They usually do. They're usually the first ones in on my live streams, man. Or at least they used to be. Now they don't come around anymore.
That's because they've already beaten your ass so much.
Why is that, Mark?
I think because of all the drama that's going on right now. I think that they're a little bit worried and concerned. Philly is trying to put on the brave face. Oh, it's okay. How long has he been saying A.J. Brown's not going anywhere? And now it's like, I'm just done with it. Just get rid of the guy.
Look, man, I think it's stupid. I wouldn't trade him. But what are you going to do?
It's time to go, right?
I guess so. New England should be definitely investigated for tampering. That's for sure.
You don't want him to go, do you?
No. Why? I don't want him. How does it make the Eagles better to get rid of him? Okay, on the field, how does it make you better? You still, for everything that you can complain about the offense, you can complain about A.J. Brown. The Eagles are in the playoffs every year. They've been to 2 Super Bowls and won one. I remember a time when that was very hard. I remember what it's like to have Jalen Reagor, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. I'm not ready to go back to those days. So, no, I don't want him to go. No, at all.
How'd you get here?
Howie made a big move for him. What do you mean?
How did you get here? Think about this, Mark. In 4 years, they're 50-18. They've won 2 NFC titles. They've won a Super Bowl.
Thanks.
How are you here where the wide receiver hates it in Philly? Wait, he doesn't hate Philly. He hates the offense. How did it get here?
I have no idea.
I put it on the coach. Until we hear something, that there was something that, outside of football that affected everything, I think it's the coach. And I think you can look at week 3 after the Rams game when the Eagles come back and win. A.J. Brown goes on and he says, you got to let us be killers. Jalen Hurts, same thing. Devontae Smith, same thing. And the next week, what do the Eagles do? They go back to their prevent offense. And I think at that point, I think a lot of guys felt like the coach won't listen to them anymore. And I think that's where a lot of this started. That's my opinion.
I got this, man. I think I got an idea about Diana Rossini. I think that's the new love.
Oh, did you see Vrabel's press conference?
I think that's Dak Prescott's new love interest. Is Diana Rossini.
Did you see Vrabel's press? What did you think of Vrabel's press conference?
I thought it was really shameful that the Boston media had no balls to ask a question.
Yeah,
but I mean, he didn't.
Did you hear this? So they were told by the Patriots, no follow-up questions after the presser. That he
really?
Okay, so Bob Lang's working hard. They're in New England too. Can you imagine that not doing your job?
No, it's
No.
crazy. But I mean, basically, what he said to me didn't sound innocent. Like if I didn't do something, I would have come out and said I didn't do that. I'm
To
sorry.
say that I had a tough conversation with my
Yeah,
family
he was guilty.
and all that.
He
You know, bro,
got caught red-handed, dude. He was
Yeah.
dipping. He was
that was
dipping.
his
There's
fault.
no
What do you
The
got
question.
playing
fact that
tomorrow?
she lost her job and he still has his,
I
there's no
know.
implication.
I'm with, and no conduct policy issues.
No.
Of course not. What are you doing tomorrow, Mark? What do you got planned there? You being in Pittsburgh?
Well, we're going to be, we'll be in NFL Village tomorrow, 12 o'clock there, waiting all day, checking out the sights and sounds, and we'll be there, hopefully broadcasting live from the draft as it goes on. So we'll be looking for the perfect spot. We've done it a couple of years in a row, broadcasting live as the draft goes on.
That's going to be great. What do you got for what's on the docket, Philly? What do you got? What kind of video?
I'll be streaming every minute of the draft. So I'll be here giving
Untested
my
deficit.
reactions.
He's
It should
ass.
be fun. It should be a lot of fun, you know. We'll
Guys,
see.
I love you, man. Mark, have a great time out there in
All right.
Pittsburgh.
Appreciate you.
It's going to be crazy great. Philly 500, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate it.
You guys very much. One of my
Bye.
favorite segments of the week. Great stuff there. Mark's out there in Pittsburgh. Outstanding. All right. Hit that like button. That was good. That was good, man. How can you be 30th and pass offense? Wait, and I'll say this. You guys told me the whole time, and I saw people saying this, that you're a run dominant team. And if you're a run dominant team, how are you spending $150 million or $100 million on 3 guys? Gotta be kidding me. It's obvious. Let's see here. Let's go here. Here we go. Part of the community is to be able to chirp one another. It's a rivalry. Comes with the territory. Come on, Mark. Mark's canceling you guys? Come on, Mark. Can't be canceling. With the 6th pick, the Eagles will select. AJ is going to the Browns. Why would they do that? Why in God's name would they do that? Go and move up to what? Who are you taking at what? 6? Not happening. Not happening. Okay? Don't worry about that guy. Let him keep posting. I don't read a cent of it. Just let him keep posting, guy. He's as dumb as a rock. Let's see here. Jason, I'm not going to comment on that because he's none of my business. I feel bad for his family, though. For decades, we told them to run the damn ball. They do run the ball. With the 12th pick, the Brokeback Mountain Boys select these nuts. Man. Hey, could always count on Sue to keep score here. Way to go, Sue. Top of your shoes and your red shoes. Seals, before Hurts and Sirianni. No, they didn't. Hey, Jason, I can't wait at the end of the day, that 2026 end of the regular season. Do you know how great that's going to be? It's going to be one of the greatest years in Eagle history coming up in 2026 with no AJ. Here's I'll make some predictions. With no AJ, 2026, Hurts you'll be behind most of the time. Hurts will throw for $4,000 for the first time, mate. Nah, he's not good enough to do that. He never will. He doesn't have a screen game. So I'll go 38-50. 23 touchdowns and 16 picks, 9 fumbles. That'll be 25 turnovers in 17 games. be exactly what they did when they were in 2023 mode. No AJ, same record from last year. Yeah, not happening. First place schedule, no AJ. Good luck. Why? He had it in 23. 9 fumbles? No way. Well, let's see how many times he's had 9 fumbles in his illustrious career. Jalen Hurts. How many times do you think he's had 9 fumbles? Let's see. Fumbles. How many fumbles did he have? Here we go. He's had 9 fumbles. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, he had 8. Jalen Hurts has 53 fumbles in 93 games. Oh, 82 games. Think about that. 53 fumbles in 82 games. That's quite a number. Yeah. Okay. And 53 fumbles in 82 ball games. The offense flows better because you don't have someone crying. That's if you got a really good quarterback that knows how to throw the ball and can spread the ball around. Jalen Hurts. Dude, I saw a guy have 2 fumbles on one play. I wonder if they counted that twice. What do you think? You think they counted that twice? Right? You think they would count that twice? Yeah. Oh, but on. Let's see here. Woo, man. 53 fumbles. This guy averages 10 fumbles a year, basically, in a 17-game series, a 17-game season. Woo, man. That's crazy. It's a real, of course it's a real stat. You think I'm not I didn't make that up. I mean, didn't make that up. So here, let me see here. So here, let me go over here for a second. Let me do that again. This is the passing. So he's had 53 fumbles in his time in Philly. And how many interceptions has he had? Let's see here. Let's see. He's had 45. He's had 53 fumbles and 45 interceptions. It's 98 turnovers in 93 games. 98 turnovers, 93 games. You wonder why your offense is playing from like when it has to pass the ball? Okay. 2026, Jalen Hurts, 27-40, 22 TDs, 18 INTs. 7 of those were INTs over the middle of the field. Okay? Let's see. Honestly, it wouldn't be so bad if I could see him when I block. Oh, you're talking. Grizzard will be part of the play calling. I don't think he's that bad. I don't think he's that bad. I think he got a bum rap when he was in Tampa last year. Okay? Yeah, I don't think he's that bad. Yes. Here, let me go here. Let me give you another little doozy off the greatness. No wonder they want to change everything. Holy shit. Let's see here. Yeah. Woo. Look at that. 53 fumbles. Man. 93 ball games. Oof. It's not bad. Tampa was beat up. Yeah, a little bit. No wonder the city. No. Dude, he put the ball on the carpet 53 times and lost like 30 of them. So you tell me. So here, 30, like 53 times he put it on the carpet. 30 of them are turnovers. He's got 45 picks in his career. That's 75 picks. That's 75 turnovers in his career. And the guy does not throw high volume. And in the 93 games, he's got 75 turnovers. You tell me if you think that's good or bad. Okay? So you think Tampa would take Simpson at 15? I think they would like to get Sonny Styles. What if Jalen shows up, limits fumbles, interceptions, and puts up 3,800, 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns? I think that would be an incredible turnaround. Okay? I think that'd be an incredible turnaround if he was able to do that. And you can also put that with wins. I think it would be incredible. Okay? I do. But let me ask you this. With a brand new coordinator, the guy's never called plays, how confident are you in that? Well, that's what I'm going for, Big Cells. If they can play, if they can run the ball and they're in a position, let's see here. I'm going to show you something here. Let me look one thing up here. I want to double check something here. Let's see here. Hold on for a second. Here we go here. Let me do this. Boom, boom. Okay. Actually, that number's a little higher. It's 57 fumbles. As 57 fumbles. He has. When you fumble the ball, you understand something. It stops drives. Let's see here. Man, that number, I didn't realize that. No, that's putting the ball on the carpet in turnovers. Well, that's, by the way, you get a lot of that with dual threat guys. Dual threat guys are with that a lot, okay? Let's wait and see what happens when the season gets underway. This can be different with the new OC. The new offense may be what Hurts needs to succeed. Philly, let me ask you something. With a guy that's experienced as Jalen, why wouldn't you have at least matched a guy that's had 7 years of experience as a coordinator instead of hiring a guy with no experience again for the second year in a row? I don't think your premise is wrong, but why not hire somebody with the same amount of experience as your quarterback? I mean, why not? Why go the other way? So it's hurting the coaches. Not having to kiss up to AJ whenever he throws a tantrum could be good for the offense. I agree. Remember how efficient we looked when AJ was out this year and spreading the ball. I don't think your offense is really a spread offense. 2026 will be the Real Housewives of Philly finishing 6-11, with questions wondering when will Hurts waive his no trade clause. Man, we are close to the draft tomorrow. I can't wait. Jalen Hurts has had a total of 65 turnovers of his career, including playoffs. Josh Allen has 123. Just saying. Josh Allen's a 10-time. Here. You see this right here? Let me show you something else. Josh Allen, 123. Is that what I don't even know if that number's true, but I'll show you this on Josh Allen if he wants to go with this. No problem. Josh Allen. So Josh Allen has 220 passing touchdowns and has thrown the ball 4,000 times, 4,100 times in his 8 years. And has 30,000 passing yards in 8 years. Hurts is going on his 7th year as a player, his 6th year as a starter. He'll never see 60,000 passing yards like this guy will. And let's go down to his rushing. And to your point, how many carries does he have? Okay, so last year, Allen in 112 carries a year ago. By the way, he's the greatest rushing quarterback of all time with 7.5 success rate. He averages 5.4 yards a carry in his entire 8-year career. And he's got 79, not counting the playoffs. Theory, Josh Allen has over 300 touchdowns, 300 TDs in his 8 years. Let's see what Hurts has. He's got 300 in 8 years, 300 touchdowns. See what your guys got. You guys got 100. He's in year 6 at 110 touchdown passes. He'll never get to 200 in the next 2 years. Not with those numbers. And let's see the rushing he has. Hurts has 63. So he's got 173 total touchdowns. That's not bad, but he's a better runner than he is. Josh Allen's going to have 5, probably when he's done, 450 touchdown passes and 200 rushing touchdowns in his career. I mean, Josh Allen will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yo, Sills, I could be wrong, but I'm hoping I'm right. Jalen seems like the guy that performs his best after adversity. I agree with that. Okay. This season has been nothing but adversity. So you think he elevates. Okay. So here, Allen a choker at this point, not winning a Super Bowl last year with no Burrow, Lamar, Holmes. The playoffs is a fraud. He's fraudulent. Brandon, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's been very few people to ever play the position with that much talent. Josh Allen had the best running game in the NFL last season, and he effing choked in the playoffs. White media is disgusting. Way to go to the dark side there, guy. Shows you what a low-hanging fruit idiot you are. Of course you go there, because you know why? You're running out of excuses. Just like the sand runs out of a dial, you're running out of excuses, so you run the race. Perfect. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Oh, by the way, I'll go there. In the next 4 years, or no, excuse me, in the next 4 months, this thing will turn into one of the most racially divided moments in Philadelphia sports history once they blow that dude out. You watch. You remember I told you this. I know most of you forget after shit because everyone jumps aboard. This will turn into one of the most racially divided things you've ever seen in your entire life if that guy fails. And they start moving off of him. You watch. And you remember I said it. Guys like Dodd are a prime example. He's prepping you for it. He's prepping you for it. See this guy? He's prepping you for it. He's prepping you. These guys are all getting you ready because they'll go to the racial thing. Football and sports, I don't give a shit about that. Nobody does. And ask yourself one more thing, okay? Why are the Eagles making all these moves? Okay? Getting real? Where did you think it was going to go, James? Take a look at the storyline with Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. If that's not sexual, like, and how they railroaded Rossini into being fired, and Mike Vrabel has no conduct issues. Has none. Really? They did not go after Mike Vrabel for the NFL conduct policy in any way. You can't smoke a joint in the NFL, but you can bang somebody else's wife, and that's cool. That's not a conduct issue. Or you can have 38 sexual misconduct issues like Deshaun Watson and get a raise and a guaranteed contract. You think the NFL gives a shit about conduct and code of character? You're in the wrong league, dude. You're in the wrong league. Conduct, character. Yeah, okay. This Dick Train say, no one will remember. Yeah, okay. Dude, no one will remember. Hey, your boy was a turnover machine when they asked him to throw the ball in 23. Sills, they're saying Rossini will never work in mainstream media after it dies down. Barstool will hire her. Your thoughts? They should hire her. Sills is 100% right. If Jalen doesn't perform, gets replaced, it'd be all about race, not performance. Completely. Kidding me? I mean, where else could you go? Where else would you go? Just like Dak choking in the playoffs 9 to 10 years. So the white media got Dak $60 million a year. Yeah, that's probably what happened. That's what he did. The white media got him paid 60. I said that last year, Sills. You blew me off. It seems it's coming because of my friends who are Eagle fans give Jalen a pass because, well, I hope that's not the case. And I'll say this to you, Steve. I think the kid's got great character. I like Jalen. Nothing personal. My wife digs him. Sills, what should the Cowboys do if Dak doesn't perform yet again? I'd get his ass out of there. 10 plus years, you're not going anywhere? It's time to move on, dude. What am I paying $60 million for when I could get a guy like Sam Darnold and win a Super Bowl and pay a guy $30 million? I'd go get Mac Jones. And I'd build my team around him. Okay? Dude, That's all you have now. That's totally all you have. No team will give Brian Johnson a chance to call plays because hey, James, once again, if you're a black assistant coach in the NFL, you barely get second chances. You don't get second chances like Matt Nagy. What am I saying? Something that you don't know? Why do I have to always point out the obvious? I mean, Philly 500, the Eagles were the worst offense with A.J. Brown. True. Seals, after this draft, will the Cowboys or Giants be the biggest threat to the Birds in 26? I think it'll be the Cowboys. Okay? I do. See, my friend, I'm not debating Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. It's the dumbest conversation on the planet, and it's below me to do that. It's below me to do that. Okay? It's below me to do that. Nobody in their right mind. Howie Roseman would trade 3 first-rounders and Jalen Hurts to the Bills for Josh Allen. Don't kid yourself. Even though I'm a Cowboy fan, I know Dak's days are numbered now. Hey, DFW, Dak had a really good career for being a 4th-round pick. What fans don't get and they don't understand, Tony Romo is one of the greatest Cowboys of all time because of what? He was an undrafted free agent who went on to become the all-time leading passer in Cowboy history. And he overachieved. Romo overachieved. Undrafted free agent. Became one of the highest paid players in the game. That is without a doubt one of the greatest draft picks the Cowboys have ever had, or players they've ever had. They didn't spend any equity on him. He was a undrafted guy who went on to do all those things. Did he win the Super Bowl? No. But he accomplished a ton for being undrafted. Look at a guy like Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was the last player taken in the draft. Last player taken. He's taken a team to a Super Bowl. He's thrown for over 40,000 yards. He's got a winning record against the Eagles. He was a quarter away from winning a Super Bowl. And he's done things for a 7th-round draft choice. There's never been a 7th-round draft choice in NFL since it went to 7 rounds in 2000. In the last 26 years, there's never been a 6th-rounder or 7th-rounder ever take a team to a Super Bowl. No one. It's a great pick. It's a great Jordan Mailata. Being a 7th-round pick is an insane pick. It's not the first-rounders like Lane. Hey, get this. What do you think is a better draft pick? Lane Johnson or Jordan Mailata? Jordan Mailata. You didn't spend the 3rd pick in the draft or the 4th or 5th pick in the draft. You spent the 7th round pick. He was expected to be that great at 5 or whatever he went, Lane. Mailata was supposed to be a camper. He was supposed to be a guy that was just holding a bag in the camp. Instead, he's turned out to be one of the highest paid tackles in football. Jason Kelce, right. 6th-round pick, a Hall of Fame center. I think there's only 5 centers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's going to be one of them. He's totally going to be one of those. Hey, I got to pay some bills here. The number 1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason is our friends at Morgan & Morgan. Folks, with over $30 billion recovered, make no mistake about it, You're talking about a law firm that is there for you to protect you and your family. John Morgan and Ultima Morgan started this company over 25 years ago. Told you about the family in PA that was initially offered $650K. They got nearly $30 million in settlement. Or the family in Florida, $350K. They got nearly $12 million. Go to forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Love 529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Love 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sills sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce? Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
Had work done on her face? Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Big Sills, appreciate you coming aboard. Thank you very much. Even the NFL draft, to say the least. Hey, guys, stop with the Josh Allen stuff. It's ridiculous. You look dumb. You look dumb. It's a dumb conversation. Malata might retire at the end of his contract. He is, without a doubt, one of the greatest draft picks they've ever had. Jason Light going to fleece Howie tomorrow for the 15th pick. I know the Bucks want to move, but I don't know if the Bucks want to move up or down. I think they're going to want to move down, okay? Let's see here. Poor Josh Allen can't win a Super Bowl because Mahomes and Burrow. Senor, So you're telling me that you believe Sam Darnold's a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Is that right? Are you guys in here telling me because, see, this is your only go-to because you think because Hurts won a Super Bowl, he's better than Allen. So with that being said, Sam Darnold, Senior, is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Is that right? So you would take him as your starting quarterback right now over Allen. Is that right? By the way, Darnold had to go through Matthew Stafford. So just saying. So you're saying that Sam Darnold's a better quarterback than Josh Allen. How many people in here? Josh. So Josh has said that Darnold's better than Josh Allen. Let's see who else thinks that. I'd be curious in here because then I'll know who not to go to on certain things. So here's another guy. He thinks that Sam Darnold's better. Let's go here. We're talking about conversation of the greats. Hurts is like Eli. Super Bowl isn't everything, but it's part of being one of the greats. So you would say that Jim Plunkett's one of the greatest then, right? Because he's won 2 and a Super Bowl MVP. Is that right, Brandon? Jim Plunkett's one of the truly greatest because he's won 2 and a Super Bowl MVP. And he's better than Jalen Hurts. Oh, wait. He's got 2 Super Bowl wins. And he was the most valuable player in one of them. How does that not make him one of the greats? If Josh Allen's a choker, he won. Here, what was Plunkett's record actually in the postseason? Let's see what Jim Plunkett's record was in the postseason. Might even be better than Hurts's. Plunkett. Postseason record. NFL. He's 8-2. So wait. So Jim Plunkett is 8-2 in the playoffs. He's got 2 Super Bowl wins. You think he's better than Dan Marino? Eight and 2 in the playoffs. Marino, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is 7-9. Hold on. Marino's postseason record. He's 8-10. So, according to you guys, some of you, I mean, not all of you, Jim Plunkett's 8-2 with 2 Super Bowl wins and an MVP. Actually, greater than even Jalen Hurts. You're saying then that you'd rather have Jim Plunkett as your quarterback than Dan Marino. Is that right? Dude, he was a journeyman. This guy's not even an... Dude. Slander? Here, let's look at Plunkett's overall record. This diminishes everything on Hurts. Here's Jim Plunkett. And I like Jim. I worked with him. Jim Plunkett's got 25,000. How many teams he been on? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 teams. He's 72-72. He's got 164 TDs and 198 interceptions. Wait a minute. This even gets better. Jim Plunkett's got 164 TD passes and 198 interceptions. He's 8-2 in the postseason. He's got 2 Super Bowl wins. And he's better than Dan Marino in your eyes, because Sam Darnold's better than Josh Allen because he won a Super Bowl. Okay. Ugh. Yeah. Way to dissect the kid. Now you're trying to move it. Really? Different times? What's a different time in playing in the postseason versus playing in the postseason then? You're right. It was harder to win then because you didn't have free agency. Players stayed in one place. You're right. It was harder to win then. You're right. It's easier to win today. Player movement. There's no free agency. Guy's 8-2 in the postseason. You got 2 Super Bowl wins. Jalen Hurts and Jim Plunkett. Actually, Plunkett's better, according to you. If winning a Super Bowl is so easy for these lesser quarterbacks, why can't it's about team and building a great team? Like I've pointed out before, I'll show you this again. The Bills are not a good franchise. Here. Let's see here. Year to year. Bills. Let's see what the Bills were before Josh Allen showed up in Buffalo. Eagles won a Super Bowl. Hurts didn't make any difference. So let's see here. Josh Allen. Josh Allen, there he is right there in 2018. Josh Allen here. What was his first year? Josh Allen's first year in... What was his first year in Buffalo? Josh Allen. Let's take a look at that. Okay. And here's the Bills. So in 2017, 7-9, 8-8. 9-7, 6-10, 6-10, 6-10, 6-10, 4-12, 6-10, 7-9, 7-9, 7-9, 5-11, 9-7, 6-10, 13-3. So from the year 2000, they've had there were 2 winning seasons from 2000 until 2018 when Josh Allen showed up. In 17 years, they had 2 winning seasons. Two winning seasons. And since Allen's been there, they have been, let's see here, 10-6, 13-3, 11-6, 13-3, 11-6, 13-4, and 12-5. Seals, the best quarterbacks have regular season success, playoff success, winning record in Super Bowl. Otherwise, you in a crowd of good quarterbacks that were great. 1 or 2 of those, but not all 3. You can win a Super Bowl with an average quarterback. No photos have been released. Rossini and Vrabel having breakfast along together. Wow, great. I don't care about that shit. Now, if you're trying to ruin someone's, listen, that's crazy. People keep posting these pictures because you know why? There's an appetite for it. Jim Plunkett beat my Eagles in 81 Super Bowl, which I had to watch at 4 a.m. on the, oh, gotcha. Dan Marino was 29 of 50 for 318 yards and 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions and lost to the best quarterback in history his rookie season. Well, what happened after that? He was 8-10. Hey, Sills, quick question. How many GMs are taking Hurts over Allen? None. Not even your own. Exactly, meaning you're good if you won a Super Bowl, but if you not got a regular season MVP or all pro, that's Super Bowl. That's right. That's right. If you're like Elway and you're like Montana or you're like Brady and you're like Manning and you carry regular season success over to the postseason, Hurts is not really, as a individual guy outside of 2022, he's not been exceptional. He was exceptional in 22. Yeah, it was a mistake. What's wild? Let's see here. So what? Hey, Jason, I appreciate that. I was even talking about a friend. It was Jonathan Vilma, who went to Miami. By the way, all the people that have come on my program, now anybody has a problem with it. Nobody has a problem. Tony Dungy's been on this program, Warren Moon. No one's ever had a problem with it because they know me. Ever. Only the internet idiots. Those are the only people that have an issue. Yeah. Dude, Jalen has been a very successful quarterback. He has been a great second-round pick. Okay? Absolutely. So's Lamar Jackson's. Lamar Jackson and Warren and Allen are going to they're going to the Hall of Fame. Just like Warren Moon. Just like Dan Fouts. They're going to the Hall of Fame. Dude, who does a show on the internet just to said internet idiots? Bird, I do a radio show in Tampa, and I have a TV show on the weekends too. If it fits, wear it. Josh Allen, best running game in the NFL. Yeah. Again, I get it. And when you didn't have the best running game, your quarterback couldn't carry your team to the playoffs with a win. Jason, does this guy ever... Seals, even though the Phillips deal was a mistake, I'd still rather have Grenard than the dudes I can draft at the edge, especially where you're sitting, and save the money. Yes. Absolutely true. No doubt about it. This is what I'm telling you. At 23, my opinion, at 23, who are you getting? Wait a minute. Allen will not be in the combo of the greats. He can't. Yes, he will. Warren Moon was. Warren Moon, Dan Fouts. All those quarterbacks are talked about being the greatest. He'll be in that conversation. Guarantee you, when I put that list together for the Hall of Fame voters every year, like Jason Cole tells you, Allen will be at the top of that list. I put the intel together for those guys. For 20 of the 50 writers that vote for the Hall of Fame. Jason Cole told you that. I'm on a panel. His name will be at the top of that list. And so will Lamar's. Burrow, I don't think so, because Burrow can't stay healthy. All right. My great friends at Morgan & Morgan, number one injury law firm in all of America for a reason. Yes, sir, because they win. Folks, I tell you, this will be the easiest decision you ever make in your life. Do me a favor. Go to forthepeople.com/Big Sills or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Sills or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sills sent you.
There's a reason Detective Johnson is the gossip king.
Oh, did you hear? Jackie and Tom
are getting a divorce. Sad.
Well, I heard that Ashley
had work done on her face. Yeah, oof.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Bathroom? Okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Oh, okay.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica, who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the jet setters and the high rollers, to the shot takers and the tastemakers. Welcome to the viewfinders, the thrill seekers, and the night owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Tomorrow's it. D-Day. Appreciate all of you. Please hit the like button, and we shall see you on draft day tomorrow. We'll catch you on the flip side.